Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Hood Report. We are back. Sitting with me today, as usual, we have Leif from Chutch. Leif, how you doing?
Doing well. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for being here. Also joining us again today, we have Lex, a.k.a. Colin Sick from DGS. Lex, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm here.
Thanks for getting here, my man. And joining us today, a very special guest, a legend in the area. Wally, I'm going to introduce you properly because we've done one of these interview style things before back when I was working at camp, and I think I nailed the opening for it. I was listening to it again, researching this. I'm like, oh, geez, I'm just going to copy that and say it again. So here's our introduction for today's guest. He's one of the early innovators of pool skating. He's credited with the first wall ride. He's also credited with one of the first people to air out of above coping and back into transition with the first documented backside air. He's one of the early pros for Sims, Tracker, and Caster. He has 7 magazine covers. He's 1977's runner-up Skater of the Year, and in 2019 he was inducted into the Skateboarding Hall of Fame, none other than Tom Wally Inouye.
Nice.
Wally, good morning.
Thank you.
That's a resume, my man. Goddamn.
And one of the coolest bosses we've ever had.
Hands down.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, good morning, Wally. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. I guess we're still on summer vacation.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll take it.
Couple years later, right?
Quote from Jay Adams, always on summer vacation.
Always on summer vacation. I like that.
It's a motto to live life by. That's awesome. Until, you open up your mail and you're like, oh, shoot, I have to go pay that.
Yeah.
But if that attitude is paying the bills, it's sick. Yeah. But, thank you for being here, Wally.
Thanks. Thank you for having me on here.
How's the winter been? I've been seeing you. We were talking earlier. I've been seeing some Instagram clips. You've been getting out there, getting active on the snow.
It came early and it's here. It's on. I mean, the resorts haven't opened this early in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
15 years they're saying.
15 years, wow.
Or so, it's
Is it really? It's like a record?
I think so.
Okay.
And, it's been good. I've been touring early season before the resorts open. I have been a little lazy and haven't ridden the lifts yet.
No, it's sick.
But
It looks like
splitboarding.
you're out there splitboarding. It looks like you've been bringing the dog with you and just
Yeah.
getting some good earning some turns.
Caster's my touring buddy, so it's good.
Where's the splitboarding zone? Are you going like around Meadows area?
I've been doing Meadows, Cascade Vista side, and the north side dropped into Shooting Star pretty early on in the season. So I had an interesting tour on Thanksgiving. Decided to go out touring early in the morning with hopes of being back at noon, and I was just going to tour up Heather. Mm-hmm. And I got to the Heather thing, and they had closed it off, so I decided to tour up to Pea Gravel and drop into Newton side. And I made a couple of mistakes that morning. I took a smaller backpack instead of my normal backpack because I was just going to go for a few hours. So it was good. And
Sounds like the opening to a lot of search and rescue stories. I was just going mushroom picking in the woods.
It is, and so I mean the set was pretty easy and a beautiful day, and I hung out up on top and then dropped into Clark or Newton's and got to the bottom. There wasn't as much snow as there probably should have been, and so there was a bunch of creek crossings and a couple of gullies, and trying to find a trail out was a little difficult. And
Were you solo too?
I was with my dog.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was solo.
I bet the dog was pumped for like the first half of it.
Yeah, that's probably mistake number 2, not having a partner. But I got down, and it got to like 1, 2, 3 o'clock, and still not out because it's a long ways out. Because I had to skin back out. So I called my wife and said, hey, I think I'm an hour from the car. You might want to just, heat the oven up and maybe start the dinner. And then my skin's fucked up, where they wouldn't stay on.
Yeah.
So now I'm boot packing out, and it's still having to go over these creeks and post holing to my knees and sometimes to my thigh, and then my wife calls me at 5, and I said, "Fuck, I'm still hiking out."
Do you have a headlamp with you at least?
And so I said, I go to her. My phone's at 2%.
Oh shit!
It's gonna get fucking dark, and I'm fucked. And then the phone died.
Oh no.
Oh damn!
But my next sentence would have been, "But don't worry."
Yeah,
Of course. I'm fucked.
So
Click.
anyway, so I keep walking, and then next thing you know, Hood River Sheriff is calling my phone. I answer it. I don't hear anybody on my side, and I said, "Hey, I'm walking out Elk Meadow Trail. If you can hear me, that's kind of where I am." Mm-hmm. And then my boss Matt, the chef at Meadows, texts me and says, "DPS and Hood River Sheriff is going to Elk Meadow Trail. Is that where you are?" And I responded, "Yes," but it didn't go through. Next thing you know, I hear sirens. So it's like, oh, okay.
Here we go.
At least you know you're going in the right direction.
Whatever,
That
yeah,
gives you
you know.
a point to navigate towards.
Right.
I hiked there all the summer, so I kind of know where I am, and I was able to turn my phone on and look at my GPS one last time.
Yeah.
And I kind of knew where it was,
Just get a bearing.
and I knew that I was like a mile as the crow flies, but there's a ridge up and over that I would have to go around, so I knew I had to go around it. Next thing you know, it gets dark, and I'm hiking, and every time...
Good luck getting a good bearing after you go around a big hill, too.
Like every time I would post toe to my knee or my thigh, either on my left or my right, I would fall over from the weight of my board on my backpack.
Yeah.
And then I'm walking super slow, kind of checking the snow with my poles to see how deep it is, and then
How deep was the snow that day? I'm trying to remember what it was like on Thanksgiving. That was like right when we got our first big snow dump, wasn't it?
It was good. I got good turns down, but
That's what counts.
it wasn't really worth it. The venture was, in the end, was worth it. But,
Yeah.
so,
For the story.
and then so at some point in time, I decided to ditch my board to make my backpack lighter so I wouldn't fall over.
Yeah.
Because that's all I needed to do is fall over, hit my head on a stick or something and get hurt and be really screwed. So I did not do that. Now, if I would have had my backpack that I normally would take, I would have had zip ties, duct tape, headlamp. I would have had all that stuff.
goods.
So I would have been able to fix it and got out of there.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did not have it. Next thing you know, I take my last sip of water. It's like, fuck, now I'm out of water. And who knows what time it is?
Yeah.
Probably 6 o'clock or something. I hear a creek. So it says, okay, I'm going to walk to the creek and I'm going to drink water. So that's what I did. Of course, everybody asked, was the creek clean? I said, I don't know. It was freaking pitch black dark. I just put my glove in the water and
It's like, I
drank
need it.
water. I just,
Yeah.
what may happen? You may have the shits tomorrow.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Like,
But
I hope to be out of
you
this
need
by then.
water. So, and then I see a little snow bridge across the creek, but I don't know if it's going to hold my weight.
Yeah.
So I shimmy on my belly across it. I can cross out. And then I get to Clark's, and I said, okay. I know there's a bridge. I don't know if it's upstream or downstream. I really don't. So I'm going to walk downstream because I think that's where it is because I hadn't hit Elk Meadow Trail yet. So I'm walking downstream. And then there's a, 3-foot diameter log that was across Clark's. Maybe the length of this room.
Damn.
It was far, 35 feet, 40 feet, maybe as wide as this. And probably 15 feet above the creek.
Oh, damn.
God.
So I don't want
in the dark.
So I don't want to walk across it.
Yeah.
So I crawl over on my hands and knees over the side of it. Get to the other side. And Castor doesn't want to come over.
Oh,
he's
no.
whipping. He's trying to figure a way out. So I crawl back over and then get him to crawl back over the tree.
Yeah.
And then he got in front of me, and he's 20 yards in front of me, and he's just sitting there waiting for me. I get close to him, and then all of a sudden he just dashes off right. Bolts. It's like, fuck, what's he going after? Well, he ended up finding the trail.
Oh, word. He's
Whoa.
like, I'm done following you, dude.
yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. So I had to call him a couple of times so I can figure which way the trail goes. And then it comes out to Nordic Center, and my car's parked over at the Heather run out. Get around the corner, and there's probably 15 search and rescue cars there.
Like, hey, guys.
And I come up from behind. It's like, hey, I think I'm the guy you're looking for.
You just walk up, found him.
And like 5 or 6 guys go, Wally? It's like the fact that I end up knowing.
Of course.
And so it's like, dude, I am so sorry that I ruined you guys' Thanksgiving.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I've always wondered what the debrief is like with everyone after that. I'm like, do you pull out a credit card and swipe it somewhere? Like, what do you do? Yeah.
It's weird. It just, they asked me if I was okay. I said I just needed water, so I just drank water.
Yeah.
And they really didn't debrief me at all.
Yeah.
I kind of went and stood over went to my car and started taking stuff off, and the sheriff just came over and asked for my phone number. Maybe they debriefed me because I walked out on myself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, they could tell the situation and stuff, yeah.
But the funniest thing, I go to work the next day, and my sous chef goes, hey, did you go snowboarding yesterday? I said, yeah. I won't return. You got to hear the story. So I tell the story. I go, dude, we were at dinner, and our friend's phone goes off. And it says, 60-year-old man with this dog lost in the woods.
Like, yeah, that's me.
And Walker goes, I know someone that fits that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I heard numerous stories of people sitting at Thanksgiving when they got that text.
Yeah, that's
Search and rescue got the text. So,
well, thank goodness it's just a funny story. That could have been worse.
So I guess I'm happy that my wife did call the sheriffs. But
Dude, what a fucking legend. 60 years old out there on Thanksgiving, just getting after it yourself.
Dude, walking in the pitch black for 3.5 hours.
Oh, I'm good on that.
Have you ever had something like that happen to you before, where you've been kind of lost, or
No.
is that one of the first times?
Yeah, I was never lost, and I never felt lost. I knew exactly where I was.
Yeah, it just got dark. It just took longer to get out than anticipated.
yeah,
and you just had the in-case scenario ready, which is wise.
you know,
scary,
Make that call. Don't be egotistic
boot
about it.
packing in snow for couple of miles takes a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
And if it's pitch black, you're walking even
if you're being
twice
cautious.
as slow, 'cause you don't know if you're going to fall into a tree well or fall into a creek.
Yeah.
I'm sure soon.
I did go back like 3 or 4 days to go look for my board. I haven't found it yet.
What board is it, just in case?
So we can put a PSA out for the
It's
board.
a Jones split board with union bindings.
There it is. Go find it.
It's a nice board.
Easter egg out there.
I think it's covered with snow now from this last snowfall.
If you find it, we'll give you some Hood Report merch.
But
Turn it in.
You're gonna
Call
have,
the 1-855 number.
You're gonna have to bushwhack to find it.
Yeah.
It's not just right off the trail.
Are you gonna go look for it this
you're gonna
spring?
do it?
I will go look
okay.
for it. I'll go. I think I'll go look again for it.
Maybe have a bigger backpack this time.
Yeah. But
I wonder if you could trace your phone's GPS kind of thing.
I did. I use Onyx Backcountry, so I track my thing, and I was surprised that it probably lasted another hour and a half after my phone died.
Yeah. Whoa.
Or maybe your phone doesn't completely die for a long time.
Yeah, it just says it's off, but
So
the CIA is still listening for a couple hours.
I kind of thought that's where it might be, and I found my trails, and I kind of went through my path, my trails, but I don't know if I ditched my board way early on in the hike or later on. So It's there.
It's somewhere.
Well, damn. Well, that's Wally's hood news.
There you go.
Good start to the season.
Yeah, I think that's the best opener we've ever had on the show. Fuck yeah. That's
died.
been the hood report, guys.
Shut her down.
I'm gonna fix the stickers back.
Yeah.
Maybe put it up to where people can prop it. Whatever.
Nailed it.
We got some IPS stickers on the table. Well, that's sick. What else has been going on the mountain? Did you see the mason jar edit? That just dropped like 2 days ago or something.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
What was he doing?
He's just blasting up there in the canyon
Oh,
up at Timberline.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely insane.
insane.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're talking about like the
Insane.
cornices and stuff.
Yeah.
That's might be the biggest I've seen anyone go back there. And
That's
it
probably
was
my-
the day for it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest I've seen anybody go in and come back in. I've seen a lot of people step up,
Yeah.
up to the top, but not, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
Right in
insane.
a tranny and everything, just boom.
That was
perfect.
sick, yeah.
That's probably the sickest hood clip I've ever seen. I don't know, something about it, man. Just can't
We're
beat
saying
it.
we don't have a scum of the week for this week, and we don't really know Mason personally, but should we throw it out to him and say Mason's our scum of the week for
Definitely.
absolutely just destroying it, getting the most airtime we've ever seen on Hood?
Let's play it.
Mason, Mr. Mason Jar, congratulations. Wait, I'm trying to play it. What are we doing? On brand. I usually have to run this twice. All right, one more time. Mason Jar.
Congratulations, you are the scum of the week.
Oh yeah, brother. We got some Hood Report merch for you. Keep
Come
getting
find
some
us.
big airtime. Yeah, that was awesome. We'll hit you up. Maybe it'll get through. We'll see.
What's some other crazy stuff you've seen in the canyons? Because I mean, you've been around Hood and Timberline and all that. Have you seen some history out there? I'm sure.
There's been so many,
Yeah.
even early on, like early '90s and stuff. Those guys were going big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris Carroll and Chris Jameson and Estes and all those guys.
That's what you need. Mike Estes on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you? There's a Facebook group, the Mount Hood OGs.
I'm on that.
You're on that. I
Yeah.
think that he's in it too.
He is.
It's
Oh, yeah.
sick to like some of the stuff. There was a photo the other day of the mini pipe on Bruno's.
Yes.
And then I was listening to some other podcasts you've done in preparation for this, and it sounds like you were kind of responsible for that thing to coming to be there. Is that right?
It was. I moved up here in 1989 and went to go work for Timberline the 89-90 season as a snowboard instructor. So I was actually the second snowboard instructor at Timberline.
Whoa.
Kevin Flanagan being the first one who put the snowboard program together.
Which is probably like right at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I rented a room from Steve Cruz.
Yeah.
And worked in also in the rental shop and helped bring snowboards into the rental shop. Mm-hmm. It was like 2 PJ asymmetrical race boards, Craig Kelly Air.
Ooh, there it is.
The Kemper 180.
Whoa.
Really big board.
180.
Yeah.
A boat.
But I think the small boards back then were like 165s.
And that's a
And-
small board.
Yeah, and
Everything was just big.
And then I remember going home and building a half pipe out of a piece of cardboard, and taking it to Cruz and says, "Hey, we need to build this in snow."
Yeah.
He says,
Steve Cruz is still running the coach or the snow program there, isn't he?
No,
Or
Steve.
That's
yeah, Steve. That's Steve. What's his name from ski school? No, Steve Cruz was
Okay.
he ran the mountain.
That's right.
Is what he did. And so we built it right out the door, right there on Bruno.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is the sickest spot for it.
Yeah, it was
Definitely.
like a 3-hit.
Was it
pipe.
the little chair also, or was it hike only?
It was hike only.
Okay.
It was like right outside
Yeah.
that door, where you strap
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
just
So
right
perfect.
there. I guess you could ride the lift, but it was easier to hike.
Yeah.
The lift was there
Yeah,
though. Okay.
yeah. I remember putting the first contest on and having like Temple Cummings down there, Matt Cummings and Jamie Lynn, and Mike Jacoby and
That was all hand dug too, right?
It was all
How high are the walls? Like 4 or 5 feet, kind of.
Yeah, maybe 5 feet.
So fun. Sounds so fun.
Timberline, bring that back. Come on.
Right? I think that way they could get away with that. A little 5-foot mini pipe on the. Yeah, that's.
Well, and you have like the
kosher
Y
these
bar
days.
deck too, so you could like hang out, watch everything happen.
Yeah, it's so sick because later on there's Friday nights under the lights, and like I'm sure other rail jams that happened before that.
There was a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah,
back
prime
then.
spot for an event.
Yeah.
Did Timberline have a park in the winter during this first half pipe on Bruno's, or was there no park?
No, there were no parks. They had the NASTAR race. You know, where they had
Border cross?
No, it was actually kind of like slalom gates, where you went into the start gate, you paid $1, and you got timed down. They had a timing system.
Like a dollar cap,
Yeah,
you know.
kind of right.
It's like a boxing machine
right
at the
there
bar.
Where, what park is that? Is that the Thunder Park?
Yeah.
That's, right there
Like
on
on
Fuji, right
Yep.
there. That's where that race course was.
Okay, and then down the hill that it would
Yeah,
be down.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
That's awesome.
So
So
I
sick.
don't think
There was parks in the summer, though, probably,
in the
right?
summer,
Half pipe in the summer?
In the summertime,
Okay.
that's what. And I can't remember if they built the half pipe the summer before or not, but the half pipes they would just make the trench like this.
Kind of ditch.
And then
yeah.
we would have to cut the trannies in, and that's when Kurt Heine developed all the Heine tools.
Okay.
I think the first thing he came was like this 15-foot tall shovel that probably weighed 40 pounds.
Oh my God.
That you would just hold up and just
And
let it
drop
go like
it.
that, and it would just shave the thing and hit the.
Everyone
hit the
starts
tranny
looking
in.
stacked at the end of that summer, just doing like
Oh
lap
yeah, it
workouts
was
the
like,
whole time.
you know, and then he would bring rakes the next day, and,
Yeah.
and that's where he developed all that stuff. But
That's so tight.
But I think it would probably take us 5 days to build the trannies in the park.
Wow.
What's a memorable trick from the mini pipe, like that you got that you're stoked on?
That I got?
Yeah.
Just probably a frontside air out.
There it is.
Nice airs.
You know, I mean that's what it was you know, frontside, backside airs. And I can remember Brushy coming and doing the stale fish and doing like watching guys do tail grabs and nose grabs and 360s. And
Yeah.
That's so
And then
awesome.
someone's like, "Oh, let's put a rail on it now,"
Yeah.
and it kind of just.
I think
progressed.
the best summers is they put two pipes side by side. With maybe it started with like a 15-foot gap in between, and the guys were gapping from
Whoa.
Like spine style?
One, and I mean the
That's a
pipes,
sniper landing.
pipes were probably only 10 feet tall,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
back then, right? And then as it melted out, the spine became smaller.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of sick.
You know, but the pipes got wider.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would be fun. I've never like a spine
A
mini
spine,
pipe.
yeah.
would be
Yeah.
That'd be
I think I've
super
seen some
fun.
footage of that from summers at Mount Hood.
Probably.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it
fun to
was
go
cool
digging
looking.
through the old footage.
Yeah.
I'll spend hours doing that online.
And then I think they wanted. I think we would have like little jibs. There weren't any jumps per se in the
Yeah.
very beginning days.
Okay.
Then I remember the first terrain parks were snowboard only.
Oh, sick.
Huh.
You know, like Meadows had a terrain park that was snowboard
Yeah.
only. You
We're
know,
skiers not really about that yet.
Well, you know, the skiers and the snowboarders really,
Yeah.
you know, fought with each other. So I think that's what they.
A little bit of give back
Yeah,
of
so
being
I-
like, oh, we
so I
can't go
kinda-
there, so you
yeah,
can't
so
go
I kind
here.
of think they've like, okay, we'll just
Okay.
throw the snowboarders over
Yeah,
here.
Alta, see you later. We got our own shit.
Yeah, was the Meadows Park just right off of the parking lot? What was the first park at Meadows? Do you remember?
God, it was.
I mean, this is the
I think it was still off of Easy Rider, or not Easy. It would have been on like if you're riding up the Vista chair, it would have been right off to the left, kind of like where those little rock drop offs
Yeah.
to that one side.
Yeah.
I think it was right there, like right underneath the Cascade
Yeah.
okay.
Tower. I believe.
We are technically still in the hood news segment of the show here, and one of the things I had I'm loving it. One of the things I had on here for the hood news is that Meadows says that they have a new park going in, replacing the Vista Park. It's going to be called Chinook, which
Shouldn't
I don't really know Meadows too much.
What's
so
the
you guys might
location
be our
of it? Do
authority
you
on
know?
there. It looks like they're renaming the Vista Park, or
they're
maybe it's going
renaming
somewhere
it.
else.
Okay.
I'm not super savvy on Meadows, so maybe someone can comment in, or I don't know.
Or give us free tickets, right?
Yeah, Meadows.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for the message saying that we got tickets for you. We want to do a full in any of the local resorts. We'll go and we'll do a full resort tour. We'll really.
Yeah, Willamette Pass, right?
Yeah, Willamette Pass. What's up? I mean, we could do Hood Report Does Bachelor.
Hoodoo.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten my skee bowl pass yet. So what's up, Ropeto?
Waiting on that one. Come on now.
I missed the train this year. I'm not used to having to buy a pass because normally I work at Timberline. And I'm not working there this year.
Yeah.
And
And then you blew it.
yeah, I blew it. So everyone's like, "Oh, you should probably go look at they're gonna stop selling them soon. You should look at how much it costs." I went and looked. I'm like, "Yo,
So it looks like
I'm not saying I don't want to say anything bad. But I only want to say good stuff about it, and I would like a pass for saying good stuff about it. So hit us up, Ski Bowl.
Did you buy a pass, Wally? Or do you get a free one?
I'm lucky that my wife is still working a couple of days a week up at Meadows.
At Meadows.
Nice.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so you get a
Perfect.
spouse pass. Yeah.
Although
See, Wally's got the spouse sponsor. He knows
Yeah.
what's
That's
good.
what you're doing, Donovan.
Although, so when I moved over to Solstice to be their chef, they said that they would buy me a pass.
Sick.
Nice.
But
I feel like you just got a golden ticket wherever you go. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, you're good,
I
man.
kinda-
Come
yeah.
on in.
It's
You put your work in around here.
You just have to email the right person.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well,
let's roll through some more hood news while we're on the topic. One of the biggest things in our little bubble is DGS website went live. DieGubbyScum.com.
Bye. Be there.
What's the most popular item?
Oh, everybody knows the old anti-government government camp. It's that's probably paid for everything.
Congrats.
Yeah, it's I've never done a website before. I have no clue what I was doing, and just kind of watched YouTube for about 2 months straight and figured it all out. So go on there, go buy some stuff, and support DGS. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Oh, Wally's
There
got
it
some
is.
on. There we go. Yeah.
That's like
mine's the custom one.
Oh,
that's one of the originals.
Yeah, I
right
was
there.
eyeing that up.
so sick.
You got the throwback.
And you guys do some business together, right? Or Wally helps to
Yeah,
you
some
do
stickers.
produce the stickers for DGS.
Maybe a hot sauce or something, a little collabo. I think we
yeah.
should do
We've
that.
done a bunch of stuff.
A little scum sauce.
Oh,
Let's
some
do it.
scum sauce.
Yeah, the
Catch it at Charlie's.
website's looking pretty clean.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of work, and I think now Die Gubby Scum is kind of outside of the Gubby bubble. Like I sent stuff to New Jersey, California, Washington. I don't know. It's crazy. It's pretty cool.
You got
Well, everybody knows Gubby worldwide.
Yeah,
if,
right.
if they've ever come out here in the summertime to snowboard. So.
Yep, and I think
That's
that's why it works.
That's a good point. Anyone listening in that just wants to help support a little piece of government camp, go to DieGubbyScum.com and get yourself some merch. It goes straight to this man, which goes straight
back
into the
into
bar at government camp.
Yep. Straight to Charlie's.
you got international shipping? Any international shippers?
I haven't figured that out yet, but I did have a shop in Tokyo want to buy some of my boards.
Perfect.
So Liberty up in Tokyo.
So do you just do your website by yourself?
Yeah, just everything's by myself. So just got Big Cartel and just do it all.
You
And,
should just get a Shopify.
I got Big Cartel, and it's a little bit more.
Customizable kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm like an art nerd, so I want to make it look all special.
Oh, it looks
and-
good.
Yeah,
You got Shopify for your stuff, Wally?
Yeah.
Does it do the
It-
shipping, or do you have to handle your own shipping? and
No,
stuff?
they handle all the shipping too. I mean, you
Oh,
can
tight.
you just print all your labels through
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
You get a pretty good discount, and you can do international and
Shit,
We need to
actually, I have
get
look
something
into that.
going for the store. So yeah, I might have to.
Yeah.
For the show, so I might have to
Definitely.
do that also. But sick. So congrats.
Thank you.
DieGubbyScum.com, major milestone.
Yeah.
His time is now free to go and play Pokemon trading card game until 4 a.m. in the morning.
Let's not talk about that right now. I don't want to talk about that.
The obsession that's taken over Gubby. What else we got? The rope toe is not open yet, but they did put the rope up. We have.
We got a
is that a
rope.
new rope?
I think it's the same one as
Same
last
one,
year.
but yeah, they put it up, so the steps are getting checked off for the toe to be turning. I know it sounds like they're doing some orientation for the employees, so hopefully here pretty soon.
Hyped.
But not too soon, because I still need to get past, What else we got? Oh yeah, they're putting the doghouse feature back there too, which I'm pretty pumped on. That's one of
You like the
personal favorite
doghouse?
features. Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
doghouse is
it's like
sick.
the A-frame thing. That's like, and it looks like they extended it maybe too. That's like that's all I need.
Yeah.
Honestly, if that was the only feature out there, I would
Quick
it would
little
still be a
wall
great
jammer
day.
kind of thing.
Yeah, and like you can slide it sideways. Freaking shout outs.
It's also a mystery feature, I think, but I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it.
Is it a car?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think.
Oh, there is a mystery feature?
Yeah.
I think.
Everyone kind of knows about it, but
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I don't think the car is going to be out at open.
No.
But hopefully sometime this
Yeah.
year.
What about a wagon that
What's-
we,
what- I
we
mean-
light on fire?
Ooh. Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, eventually we're gonna have a DGS event where a wagon is on fire
Yeah,
and we're
gotta do
jumping
that.
over.
You're jibbing it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be sick.
We can go down to Tollgate. They got one. We'll just steal that one.
There you go.
What else? We got Sean Fitz was up there doing an ad for Blazers apparel. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a sick at
Rocking the
it.
jersey
Just
and everything.
blasting, getting airtime where
Yeah.
like no one else is finding it.
Yep.
Kid
also
is-
checks
that
out.
kid is so good.
He's so good. There's a
good.
sometimes when you're like battling a trick or something, depending on what trick it is, you'll like kind of pretend you're a different pro or
Oh,
something
yeah.
going into it, or like kind of channel a little piece of their like style a bit. And like the other day we were hitting some stuff and I was like definitely just like trying to channel some Sean of just like hands down, freaking put the landing gear down,
Stomp
you know?
it.
But yeah, Wally, you coached Sean, didn't you?
Early on.
He was.
Early, yeah.
He went to one of your skate camps.
He came to my skate camp at 6. And then he came to my ski snowboard camp at 8. He came as a skier.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And I said, Sean, you're a skater. You can't be skiing. So I gifted him a GNU Danny cast.
Sick.
And so,
Changed his life.
yeah, from there, he just started snowboarding. Couldn't convert Tucker, but Tucker is an amazing skier.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
At least he got one of them.
And then, so yeah, he came to both my camps, and I think he must have been 8, maybe 9 years old when I went to Mike and Jen. Says, dude, Sean is such a natural. That kid is just, he has it. He has it in his eyes. He has it in his talent. I said he could probably take wherever he wants to go. I bet he can take it to the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
And
Boom.
He
Here
did.
we are.
That's awesome. And yeah, what a great family. They're so kind. They would let us bring
Yeah.
vans full of summer campers from Wendell's to their house to skate their vert ramp and like
Sick.
mini mega that they have. And like they're just out there doing yard work. Like, you know, they're just caring about with their day, and there's
Yeah.
summer camp happening in their yard.
so that vert ramp, I get this call from a guy in Bend. Says, I have this vert ramp that I need to get rid of because my landlord doesn't want it at my house.
Weird.
So Mike and I drive down there, and so he ended up getting the vert ramp. So that's how they got the vert ramp.
Okay. That thing's so sick too. It's like I suck at skating that stuff. I really want to get better at it, but it seems like the perfect like entry door to it. It's like
Yeah.
what, half a foot of vert or something,
Yeah.
maybe.
Like what, classic,
I
like-
think it's your classic 10-foot,
Yeah.
9-foot transitions,
Mm-hmm.
probably.
Then how wide is it?
24.
Oh damn! So
24
it's like
feet wide?
a
Yeah.
full on.
Yeah.
With a mini mega hip airing into it.
Yeah. And that
Oh, like
and
quarter to quarter kind of.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, that mini mega was Kurt Heine's. Kurt Heine needed a lure for something, and he contacted Mike Fitzimons, and so he got that for his payment.
Whoa.
I got
Sick.
so yeah.
All right, that's a deal.
Maybe one day we'll have to have Sean or Tucker on here to talk
You,
more
you need
about
both
it.
of them on.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
awesome.
What you need, yeah.
Did you drop in on the vert ramp, Don?
At one point, I
Yeah.
did. I definitely did, but only after getting called out by like an 8-year-old.
By all the kids? Yeah.
Because, dude, I didn't grow up or like skating
Sure.
vert or something.
Yeah.
I guess it was around me, but I don't know. I'm just scared. It's scary.
Oh, yeah.
Like, good God, respect to everyone that
it's
skates
so
that shit.
scary.
I
I mean-
skate ledges. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
But-
trying to get better at it. I'm just filling in the gaps of experience. You have to put 2 or 3 years of like little kid time in of like skating stuff.
Swallow your pride,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like,
So I gotta just go do that at 35 fucking years old.
Over.
But I want to. It's fun.
Yeah.
We got knee pads.
Also
in the shop,
terrifying.
You know.
Yeah. Come buy
Yeah.
some knee pads.
That's cool. And then, yeah, wrapping up hood news that I had on here. There's some cool skate clips happening at the Sandy Skate Park. Saw christening doing some speaking of technical ledge skating, some nollie heel tail slides.
Ooh, not a lot of people do that one.
One of the OG Sandy Skate Park locals that's still out there
On the bump to
producing good
ledge?
clips. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is actually
Cool.
kind of
They're kinda
I'm
tall.
getting used to it. Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
tall at first. I just had to get my pop back.
Yeah.
But have you skated the Sandy Park yet?
Not yet.
It's sick.
Yeah,
You'll like it.
I've seen clips.
Yeah.
The bowl is fun. I've heard people saying the transition is kind of wonky to get used to, but that's any bowl. You
people
gotta
are
get used to it.
Fucking spoiled. You should have saw the dog shit stuff we had.
There it is.
Straight
Oh
back
yeah,
in the
there you
day.
go. There you go.
Actual pools, kids. Actual pools.
Yep. Respect. I know. I was driving here and I had a moment of reflection. I'm like, dude, I get to go and because I drove by the house I grew up in, my parents' house, where a little kid skateboarding happened. I'm like, yo, I get to go and talk to one of the people that helped fucking invent skateboarding.
Yeah.
Really, make it to what it is today, and bring it through the years to where we're at right now. I'm like, little kid me would have been so fucking pumped on this.
Yeah.
Adult me is pumped on it too, but there's a lot of
Yeah.
years of jadedness I got to freaking peer through to be like, holy shit, this is sick.
This is, definitely.
Yeah,
I
so
started
tight.
following IPS a long time
Sorry to
ago.
fan out on you to your face, Wally, but there's so much respect, and we see what you've done throughout the years,
Yeah.
and I don't know, someone to emulate. So awesome.
Yeah.
The early days wasn't that easy. We were just getting chased out. And everybody hated skaters.
Yeah.
Cops and everything. But
Yeah.
Yeah, there's your natural filtration system right there of who's going to stick this thing out. And everyone who kind of did it early was a lifer, it seems like, because you weren't out there just trying to look like the people playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater, you know?
Yeah. You just got to do it to do it.
Yeah, all of us are like, oh, this is the cool kids wear Osiris's, so I'm going to skate, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the beginning it was just more transportation
Yeah.
to get from my
Spot
house to
to
my
spot.
friend's house,
Yeah.
But
You're like,
Well, yeah, let's dive into it. Where did you start skating at originally? Because you're not from Mount Hood area originally. You're from
I'm
LA area,
from East
right?
LA.
Yeah.
From Monterey Park. Monterey Park is a very hilly area, just east of East Los Angeles. So I think the first time I stepped on a skateboard was 1967. My parents brought home some roller skates for my elder sisters, Cindy and Gail. The kind that you kind of put on your shoes and metal wheels, and I think Gail's tried to bomb one of the little hills by our house and totally ate shit and ground her chin open. And I think they had to take her to the hospital, possibly get stitches. I can't remember. But I found her skates in the trash can the next day.
all right, my turn.
So I dug them out and ran over to Jack Martin's house, and we would fight each other. No, it's my turn. And so his dad saw us, and he says, here. And he got a couple of 2x4s, cut them 24 inches long, and cut the skates in half, and nailed them on each board and gave it to us. And so that's
Was
so
that
tight.
was there a skateboard that you saw or he saw, or was he just kind of all right, let's try this and see what happens so you both can skate?
I don't know if he saw them or not.
Yeah.
There were definitely, I hadn't seen a skateboard at all. And we would just, try and ride down the sidewalk. We'd hit the crack and we would go falling, and I don't know how long that lasted.
Yeah.
Probably not that long.
What was your first skateboard that wasn't a 2x4 with roller skates attached to it? That's so. Did you run? Were people running that for a while, or?
No, that was just our little crew.
Yeah.
It was probably.
Were there-
It was probably 1972 when my friends were getting the Black Knight skateboards.
That's when the commercial
72
ones
or
started
70,
coming out.
Yeah.
Okay.
72, 73 or so.
Were the commercial ones out when you guys had the roller skateboard, or was
No.
that's just what skateboarding was?
Maybe
then?
they were. Maybe they weren't out. I was 7.
Yeah. You're just this toy,
And so.
which is so sick, just
And
organically.
then my friend got a Black Knight skateboard, and I think it was $3.95 at the sporting goods store. I could not afford one. My parents wouldn't give me the money, and so I didn't have one. And then we would always play at the dump. and at the dump they had this
Pre-iPad.
they had this big just stuff with all the stuff, and that's where we would go find our bike frames, our wheels and stuff like that. And
Now kids go thrifting.
and we would bring them back to Jack Martin's house, and we put the bikes back together. And I found a skateboard at the dump, and I bought it for $0.10. And I took the trucks and wheels off, and
Wait, you'd have to buy it at the dump?
Yeah.
Like they would let you go and dig through stuff, and then you'd bring it to them?
Well, the dump, like they
It's like a junkyard kind of
they kind of
thing.
went through the trash, and there's like all the metal stuff, stuff, and washers and dryers and stuff, and you would go through there, and you could buy stuff from the thing.
Okay.
So I think I bought like a Schwinn frame for $0.25, or stuff like that, but and then
That's sick.
And I just took a piece of plywood and cut out a skateboard, and then put the wheels on.
You're like, all right, I'm just gonna make this random shape, and
so
That's so
yeah,
tight.
I was never able to buy a skateboard.
yeah,
It was just $3.95 is a lot of money back then.
yeah.
Making it happen.
A candy bar was a nickel, and a bottle of Coke was $0.10.
Yeah, yeah.
Type thing, McDonald's cheeseburger was 15 cents.
And then flash forward a couple years, and how much did you get for that one magazine that came out with like all the photo and sentiment?
Exactly.
So I always made my own boards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we're kind of skipping through it, but Wally has done a lot of like very extensive interviews that you just recently did one with E-Stone, the Stony Buds podcast, where you really pour through the years of skateboarding in depthly. So definitely go check those out if there's anything that we're skimming past here you guys want to dive into more. But kind of fast forwarding from when you got your first skateboard, you said that Tom Sims got you to drop out of high school.
Well, no, Tom didn't get me to drop out of high school.
Or help to get your dad to let you drop out.
So I had met Waldo Autry. I seen him around at various skate spots, and I kind of knew who he was, but we were skating a pool in Long Beach, and Waldo and Perry came in the backyard, and then we got to become friends, and they made skateboards called the Waldo Cloud skateboard. So he made me a custom board and put me on the Waldo Autry private pool team. We went to, then he invited me to the Anaheim skate park, which would have been the second skate park after Carlsbad, and says, hey, I'm going to go for a photo shoot. You should come with me. They're not open yet. So I went with him, and there was Stacy Peralta, and, Greg Weaver, Scott Williams, Paul Hoffman, a few other pros, and they're all in their G&S jerseys, or Brewer jerseys, or Sims jersey, what have not. And Gary Cacaro, he was the one helping build the park, and he saw me, didn't know who I was, so he threw me out. And Waldo goes, hey, you should, in my truck is a Sims jersey, go put it on. So I put on a Sims jersey and snuck back in, and got caught again and got thrown out. And then the photographer came up, hey, I think I got a couple of good shots of you, give me your name, your number, and blah, blah, blah. And months go by, and my dad goes, hey, some guy by the name Warren Bolster's on the phone for you. I said, who in the fuck's Warren Bolster? Hello? And he said, hey, this is Warren. I got some good shots of you in Anaheim. Can you meet me at the Denny's off the 57 freeway in about an hour? I said, sure. So I talked my dad into driving me, I don't know, 35 miles away.
Yeah.
Which is far away back then. So we get there, and he opens up Skateboard magazine in the center spread, and there's a photo of me. You've probably seen it.
It was already published in the magazine.
Bloody knee and the Sims jersey. It's a really iconic photo of mine.
Mike has a couple.
Front slash, like 5-1.
Yeah.
That's
amazing. And so, and then a week later, my dad goes, "Hey, some guy by the name Tom Fitzimons is on the phone." So I get on the phone, and Tom's a pretty animated person. Says, "Inouye, you got to write for me, blah, 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 blah," you know? And so it's like, okay, whatever, you know? And so I start going to Santa Barbara to get gear from him, and we are up skating the Char Bowl. I want to say it was spring break, my junior year. And next you know, he comes up and goes, "Come on, Inouye, you got to go." And he puts me on a little private plane. I fly to San Diego, and there is Warren and Stacy Peralta, Greg Weaver, Tom Stewart, Rodney Jesses, Roy Russell, and a couple other guys. And we get on a commercial airlines, and we fly to Bethesda, Maryland. From Maryland, I called my mom. Says, "Hey, Mom, you need to call the school, and I'm not going to be in school for 2 weeks." She says, "What?" I said, "I'm in Bethesda, Maryland." She said, "What?" So
where did they think you were?
So she had my dad get on the phone. I said, "Dad, I was in Santa Barbara. Next thing you know, I'm on this private airplane. Then I'm on this commercial airlines, and I'm landed in Bethesda, Maryland, and I'm going to tour the East Coast with Skateboard Magazine for 2 weeks." And so
That's so sick.
So he said, "Well, have a good time, and I'll talk to you when you get home." I mean, could you imagine having your kid call you from across the country?
And how old were you?
17.
Okay, yeah, that's...
Still, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy, though. They flew you out and everything, too. Like,
talk about a first skate trip.
And so when my dad, when I got home, my dad sat me down and he goes, "You should just drop out of that damn high school you're going to," because I was doing shitty in school.
Yeah.
And you should just chase this thing. I said, "What do you mean chase this thing?" He says, "I bet you can get these guys to pay you to skateboard." So that's when I called Tom. Says, "Hey, Tom, my dad says I can drop out of high school because you're going to pay me to skateboard." And he said, "Okay, let's do this."
Way to negotiate. Yeah. That's awesome.
Wow.
And so that's how I became a professional skateboarder.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Well, I feel like that's pretty big, too, because, like, skateboarding was not a thing. And
No.
I feel like a lot of parents back in that day were like, "Yeah, this is a fad," like the hula hoop and all that shit.
So you might have helped to pioneer what it was to be a pro skater as far as making a living off of it.
I think I was. A good friend of mine, or a guy that we hung out with, Mike McCoy, he was quite a bit older than us. I think he was 25 at the time, and he delivered court subpoenas for several attorneys all through the LA basin. So he would take us, drop us off at a skate park, go deliver court subpoenas, pick us up, drop us at the next skate park, go to deliver some more. And so we would make this round with Stropel and I. And so Sims calls me and says, "Hey, you need to come up tomorrow, and we need to hack your contract out. Because tomorrow the date's going to be 7/7/77."
Mm-hmm.
So we went up there, and Mike became my manager at the time. So I never did any talking with Sims. I would just go, "Hey, we need this. And so he would do that.
He's your middleman.
And then Warren was very instrumental. Says, "Hey, if you're going to sign a contract, you should get photo incentives." So he
pioneering the photo incentives.
So he laid out what he thought every single picture would be. Like a cover would be worth $1,000. Center spread was $1,000. Interview was $1,000.
Damn. In 77?
Yeah, full page was like $500. down to a picture that big was $25.
Yeah.
Sick. This was said before, but it's crazy in skateboarding how like the numbers have never changed. Like a deck is still about the same price.
Yeah.
Photo incentive is kind of about the same price. It might not even be that anymore. I don't know if you get photo incentive anymore. What magazine is it going in?
Yeah, exactly. What magazine?
and then Tracy, she was one of the attorneys that graduated from law school, and she wanted to go into corporate law, so she did all my attorney stuff pro bono.
Nice. Hell yeah.
So we would do that stuff, and we would tell Sims, okay, we're going to go outside and we're going to talk about it. And we would run down to the local office supply store and fax the copy of the thing to Tracy, and she would mark it up and she'd fax it back to us, and then we'd go back in negotiations and
around we went the contract.
around. So I did very well with my first contract.
That's
And
awesome.
were there other guys like on that team also doing the contracts, or
No,
they kind of saw
well-
you do it and they're like, oh shit, we got to do this?
I don't think I kept everything pretty hush hush
Yeah.
as far as what I was getting paid for.
Yeah.
Because there might not have been the budget for everyone to get what
know,
you were able to
yeah.
work out. That's awesome.
So I've talked to a lot of guys who actually became bigger than I was in our industry, and a lot of them got really screwed by their. A lot of the companies were just trying to give you free product or $25 here, $25.
Not much has changed.
And
I
yeah,
guess.
still to this day, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Was there any video incentives, or was it all photo?
No, we didn't have video back then. It would have been like Super 8s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Video didn't really come out until like the POW days. Stacy, when he started shooting those videos.
Okay.
I mean, a camera alone was $500 probably. So just having a camera was hard.
A lot more photos.
The incentive thing is, I'm remembering back, I was an intern for, there was like Shred Northwest magazine was on Hood for like a year or
I think
something
you
like
mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a small thing. And like I was just a young kid. They're like, be our intern. I was like, all right, sick. But I watched them do where he was on the Burton Legends team, and he had a photo incentive contract with them, and he just made his own magazine so that he could like print.
That's
He just
smart.
had a bunch of photos in
I
every
like
bag.
that.
Yeah, I think it ran for about 3 or 4 issues before that got done.
Count it.
But,
That's hilarious. That's good.
That's
yeah,
smart.
money
That's
print
good.
machine. But well, that's sick.
But yeah, so fun. Anyway, that whiteboard in front of there, that board we decided to paint white. And most of all the boards were wood color, right?
Yeah.
Early
Oh
on,
yeah, I
right?
guess I've never really paid
You know?
attention to that. They were mostly wood grain to start out, huh?
And yeah, and that is also has fiberglass and epoxy in it, and so we push the board price from $32 to $45.
Whoa.
On that one, and
what year is this in? Do you remember?
79, and
Okay.
so the ad went. It may cost a little bit more, but what luxury doesn't?
Ooh.
And so,
Nice
so,
little
so
slogan.
I was the one who pushed the board to $45.
Okay.
Which is still is today.
Yeah. So then with the board and like the shape and everything, it's got like the little. What's the story behind the shape?
Well,
We have a couple here, right? So you're talking the OG one, which
Yep.
is the one that this is actually Mike's from his collection. And then what other ones that we're looking at are of the same era?
well, not the same era. The one in front of there is the reproduction of that particular board
Sick.
right there
Yeah.
that I did with Bryce from Lifeblood.
Sick.
This is another one that it's a completely different shape, but the winger came from surfing because it was pretty much surf orientated.
Yeah.
But technically, what I wanted to do was have the winger come in, and then this rail line shoots back out.
Okay.
So back then we weren't standing doing like 5-0 grinds like they do today.
Like on the
right
coping.
on top,
Yeah.
standing on top. We were underneath, pushing underneath, trying to get our board,
Under the bullnose
trying to
coping?
trying to get our board above our heads.
How many fingers was the
Whoa.
coping stick? Did you guys measure like that? Because
Dude, there were some like like the combi bow is 3-inch coping.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Big ass.
It's insane when you
Big
actually sit there and look
ass
at it.
shit.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, like way bigger than that
Yeah.
coping, right?
Yeah, this is like, that's mellow. That's like skate park coping almost.
And so when you try and get your board above your head, you're really pushing on this part of the board.
Yeah.
And so that's why I had it so the rail line came back out.
Okay.
So you had some...
That's crazy to think
some
about. You're
room to
trying
do
to
it.
push your skateboard above your head, like to grind.
Yeah.
That's so tight.
We don't do that anymore. We go over it now. And on.
Yeah, you stand on top
So
of it.
Yeah.
sick.
Whoa.
So we'll go back to somewhat chronologically here. Just talking about pool skating. What was the first pool that you skated?
My next door neighbors.
You say you just pop your head over and saw it their pool was draining?
Skateboard Magazine came back out in '75 with Greg Weaver on the cover of the pool, and I said, "Oh, my neighbor's got a pool." So I looked over and it was empty, so I skated, and that was the first one I did. And then
Just luckily had a skatable pool
Yeah.
next door neighbor.
and
so tight.
and then I grew up with 3 public pools within a 2-mile radius of my house.
Whoa.
2 of them were heated and 1 was not. Grandview was not heated. So
Let me check our camera real fast. Keep going.
after the summertime, they would drain the pool.
Okay.
So the pool was literally drained 9 months out of the year.
So you're like, all right, for training time, let's go.
And for safety reasons, the lights would come on at night.
Nice.
So
Wow, a lit pool.
So it was an Olympic-sized pool, 10 feet deep, and so we would climb over the fence and we would skate it at night.
Yeah.
And if the cops came, we can go into the right deep end corner where they could not see us.
Yeah.
From any vantage point, they could not see you in that corner for
Whoa.
some reason. Every other corner they can see.
Yeah.
And then I remember Ed Economy comes over to my house and we all go down there. And Ed has just been a collector of everything. He's got an amazing skate collection. In fact, he used to grab all my boards when I get new ones, and says, "I'm going to keep these, and
Yeah.
one day you'll get married, and I'll send you these boards back," which he did.
Oh, that's
but
cool.
he also collected keys. So in his bag, he had this collection of, I want to say at least 100 keys or
Holy
50
shit.
keys, and he went. And one opened the lock
Whoa.
to the gate of this pool.
Damn. Keys to the kingdom, literally.
So yeah. so we skated Grandview for a long time.
And was that pool kind of like, was it circular so you could pump around the corner?
No, it was the full square pool,
Yeah.
full Olympic size,
Yeah.
where they run races.
Yeah. And were you guys hitting coping and stuff too?
Fuck
or?
no.
Yeah. Just trying to get over a light or
Ew.
something?
Well, they didn't have lights because it wasn't open at night. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 10 feet deep, probably 7-foot transition,
Oh,
3 feet of vert. I mean,
Yeah.
we would get close to the tiles, and it was one of those kind of the gutter kind of
Yeah.
pools, or just
Yeah.
like any Olympic pool.
Yeah, yeah. Not the best skating.
I was going to ask, when you started skating pools, you'd already been skating. Was there a learning curve, or were you already pretty good at it, or?
Well, I guess no, I wouldn't say we were good at it. We'd been skating at a bunch of banks.
Okay.
So we're kind of used to kind of going up something like that, but to go up something that goes straight up and comes straight down. So I mean, I guess the first thing you had to do is learn how to kick turn.
Yeah.
We weren't even kick turning that well. I guess we would just carve the flat wall. Mm-hmm. And then.
Did your trucks pivot good, like how we have our bushings now? It's kind of, they're kind of
no,
engineered
I mean-
somewhere.
Yeah,
There's like no bushing on it, it's just like solid axle.
You have like the Bennett trucks there, or does he have any sure grip trucks? Maybe not. No, they didn't turn very well.
Yeah.
But we didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know,
You got your whiskers on it and you're working with
they
it.
turned as well as they could turn.
Yeah.
You know, we thought that it was the shit, probably. You know?
What was your favorite pool that you've skated?
You know, I think Dean asked me that question. Cause, you know, you sent some stuff.
Yeah.
I think Dean Dickerson,
Okay, sick.
the BMX rider. I think he sent me a.
We got some user questions from Wally's phone. I don't know why I keep saying user questions, but listener questions.
Yeah. What's your favorite backyard pool you've skated? That was it. So Dean, here's the answer. Hopefully you're going to be listening to this. I had rented a plane and we're flying around LA Basin. In Hacienda Heights, on top of this hill, there's a house that was under construction and a pool that was under construction. So we kind of marked it on the Thomas Brother map book, and then we drove and we found it. And it was this giant pool, 12 feet deep, had like, it was going to have like slides and a kind of a cave in it. In the middle had this tower that had a bar inside of it with bar
Damn.
stools, so you sat in the water.
Whoa,
And it
okay.
had bar stool, and that was probably the coolest
Yeah, that
pool
sounds
we
super
skated.
unique.
We only got to skate it for like an hour
Yeah.
before the construction guys threw us out. But
It's a multi-million-dollar
was
pool.
that was
and-
probably
It's like a video game
That
level.
was probably the uniquest pool.
Yeah.
That's so
You
cool.
know, I mean, there's so many.
So, and then you said
So
you
many.
rented a plane?
Yeah.
So you'd rent a plane and then just fly around the city and just be like, all right, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one?
Yeah, and I don't know if you know Thomas Brother map books.
No.
It's just like this thick book
Yeah.
of
Analog Google Maps.
The whole how you can buy them for LA,
Yeah.
you can buy them for San Francisco.
Yeah, it's the entire map broken into grids and printed on pages.
So it's just
you're
with
saying-
every single street, every single house, and you just mark
Because
stuff.
when we did our interview for Wendell's, Jamie Weller piped in and he's like, Donnie, ask him how hard it is to actually, like, you spot a pool from the air and then trying to actually find that once you're on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, so you bring the maps
yeah,
with
you have to kind of look for landmarks. Like if you're looking for pools here, you'd probably find like a Fred Meyer's or
Yeah.
something, you know, or
Like, all right, that's
or
3 blocks
whatever.
west
Yeah,
from Fred
or
Meyer.
a park or stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
How are you guys paying to get in the air? Were you guys like paying out of your pocket to go and like fly around and
But I
search
was making
pools?
money.
Yeah. Photo incentives.
That's a business write-off.
Yeah, there you go. Airplane rides.
Oh, that's so tight.
Whoa.
Well, we got some more questions. We got Silas Can't Kickflip wants to know, was he the first one to do a wall ride?
Come on, Silas. I've told you the story many times.
For anyone who hasn't heard before.
I know. I've been credited for doing the first wall ride. Was I intending to create something new? Absolutely not. Mark Keppel High School that I went to had this wall that was like 3 foot tall, and then it went in at a 45-degree angle, and then went back up, and it had like maybe a 6-inch transition at the very bottom of it. So we would just try and ride up the wall to the little lip and get it off the lip and come down. And there was myself, Gary Zach, Greg Walters, Jeff Walters, Dean Eddles, Olin Eisen, Pat Driscoll, Bill McCaffrey, and myself, and we would ride it for days and try and do it, and then I pulled one off, and Gary Zach went, Wally, and that's how I got my
there
it is. So it wasn't about the trick that I did; it was more I got this nickname.
Yeah, and it's stuck.
And then after a while, you know how when you learn something, you do it. You know, it takes you a few more tries to learn. And
Yeah,
then
two for true.
Then after a while, you finally just you know the
You got it
action. You
down.
have to do it. And
So it was front side? for you, or was it backside?
Backside.
Nice.
You know. So,
Is the spot still there?
Yes.
Is it? Is it still skatable?
It's rougher now.
Yeah.
It's
but
rougher
maybe
now.
some big wheels?
Yeah. I think they did it in such a fashion that it's super, super rough.
Yeah.
Texture.
What's the school?
Mark Keppel High School.
We're going down to California
trip.
here in a couple of weeks. I don't think we're going
It's
to
in
be
LA?
but
It's in LA.
yeah, we'll
Okay.
be in San Diego, but
We'll
Yeah,
steal a
no.
chunk of it.
I want to go do that. That'd be so sick.
That would
The
be
wall
sick.
ride where Wally
Yeah.
did the wall ride.
Definitely.
No. And so that's how I got it. And I should say Burnett from Thrasher quit giving my daughter shit about saying that I didn't invent the wall ride, because I did.
Oh, there
I don't
you
know.
go.
There it is.
Called out.
I'm not going to say that I invented it. I did it early on.
There you go. You heard it
One
here
of the
first.
first ones to do it.
You know, and it wasn't in a skate park. It wasn't any of that stuff. So quit giving my daughter shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be nice to Wally's daughter.
Come on now.
Your daughter's super cool too. I don't know which one you're talking about or which one.
Autumn.
Yeah, because you have two.
Yeah. She went to the academy.
Okay. I don't know who it was that was skating with us, but we were all skating Bob that one day, and you and your daughter taught Morgan, my fiance, how to drop in Bob, which
Oh, that's
yeah,
sick.
she's also like, that's one of her claims to fame. She's like, well, yeah, I might suck at, sorry, babe, you don't suck at skate, but she said, when she says this, she's like, yeah, but well, Wally taught me how to drop in, so, you know, I got that.
Boom.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Hell
hell yeah,
That's
yes
so
you do.
sick.
That's
Carry
so
that
rad.
badge with honor.
We helped a lot of girls. I ran all girls skate camp back in 2007.
Sick.
That's
So-
awesome. Yeah. Which, I mean, that's very recent, but that is kind of like early on for
Yeah.
like the female skating revolution that's happened.
Yeah,
you know, if we
totally.
can call it that.
Yeah.
So hell yeah. Wally's heart has always been in the right place. Moving through more questions we have here. Back to pool skating. Philly Cheese wants to know, ask him about the pool service. Because you discovered pools, you discovered skating pools is the shit, and then you're like, how do we get more pools?
Well, pool service, you're trespassing, you're sneaking into people's private property to skateboard the swimming pool in their backyard. You get caught, you get arrested for trespassing, all kinds of stuff, and then we found out people in Beverly Hills, they go on vacation for 3 months at a time, you know, maybe to their French chateau, and so.
Yeah, because you're essentially skating someone's house
Oh yeah, totally. You're,
without
you know,
them knowing.
and you know, to train a 40,000 gallon pool takes 8 hours or so.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get caught, and so.
Or you're going to flood the whole neighborhood if you don't have the right equipment.
So we decided to create this fictitious pool company,
That's awesome.
IPS, Inouye Pool Service, but we didn't want to use our name,
Yeah.
so we came up with a logo with just.
And that's the original
initial-
logo? You've been running the original logo?
That's so
and that's
sick.
1976.
That's tight.
Whoa.
And so that was just a way for us to be able to access people's backyards.
Did you have like some work shirts and everything too? Like the full
Yeah, not really. When we were,
little high vis vest?
yeah, we were 16 years
Yeah.
old, 17 years old. I
Dude.
mean, we were young.
I'm tripping out on this right now. Looking at, we got a bunch of viewers listening to this. We have a bunch of Wally's IPS stickers on the table, and so that was 76 that you drew that logo. That's a 48-year-old logo that's still like, we see them people's water bottles and stuff. You're like,
Hype.
that's fucking tight. Like, it's still like cool. Like, talk about some lasting power.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. That hits me deep. That's pretty cool.
And so so that was just kind of like serviced by IPS, and yeah.
Did you slap right when you leave? You slap a sticker on there and say, service
No,
back.
we didn't have stickers back
Yeah.
then. I mean, in I think in '77.
Were you guys like-
we started making stickers and shirts. I met Hunter Joslin on one of my trips to the East Coast, and he was pretty business orientated. So he helped me finance IPS, and so we would just do stickers and shirts. Mm-hmm. And we got Upland Skate Park, the Hoffmans, and and they would actually distribute my stuff for me out of the park.
Real fast to interrupt, we just had the dude walk past the window here. There's in the town of Sandy, there's this guy who wears like Abe Lincoln attire or whatever, and he's got 2 6-shooters on his hips, and he just struts down the town of Sandy with his like guns on his hip, just like making whatever statement he's making. And it's like a huge like thing on the local Facebook page.
He's actually an embroidery customer.
He is sick.
Is that what
I'm
it is?
blanking on his name right now.
Yeah, I'm not trying to sit here and talk smack on nothing. I was just had to note that. I'm
We
like,
smile.
Sorry, I got
Yeah.
distracted, guys. We just saw armed Abe Lincoln walk by our window
funny.
right now.
He also owns a Great Dane, by the way.
Yeah.
So I just want to give Stan Hoffman rest in peace. He just passed away last week.
Respect.
He was the Hoffmans were the ones who built the Upland skate park, and Stan and Jeannie were very instrumental of taking care of IPS out of the Upland skate park.
And with the Upland skate park, like, for people that don't know, you want to explain a little bit, and because I mean, this seems like that is like one of the cultural moments for skaters back then.
Dude, Upland skate park was fucking intense. I remember when we heard about it, and we drove out there, and nothing was poured yet. The full pipe was framed up with the 12-footer, and then they had a 15-footer, but when the 15-footer, when it's dug out, it's probably 17 feet
Holy
deep, right?
shit.
And it was just this monstrous hole, and I can remember looking over and saying, "Fuck, someone's gonna die in this thing," you know. It was.
It's like bigger than Pier Park, isn't it?
Yeah, Upland Skate Park is the North Shore of skateboarding.
Okay.
Is basically what it is, you know. And then after a while they tore out the little freestyle reservoir and they built the combi pool.
There it is, yeah. Because before it was like just like this little like snake run, right, or something.
Yeah, but they had 4 or 5 snake runs up above, and they had kind of like this ditch that kind of came down. That's where they ran slalom down the flats and bank slalom on the banks that came around the corner and dropped into the 15-footer. And then they had the 20-foot full pipe that spilled out into a 12-foot bowl.
Wow.
And that's a full pipe that you got the air photo coming out of that.
Coming out of it, yeah.
That's pretty tight.
So
was everyone just kind of like, all right, who's going first? I'm not doing this thing.
Luckily, I went out and skated the Arizona pipes before Upland Skate Park was built.
Yeah.
And so I was
like a frame of reference.
Yeah, you know, Arizona pipes are 22 feet in diameter. They're big, and some of them are on like 6% downhill grades.
Whoa.
Yeah, so you would fucking haul ass.
Yeah.
And it was butter smooth cement. So when we went to Upland, everybody was walking down the stairs.
Yeah.
And they were lining up at the pipe, and they would start and just kind of like faking kick turn that way.
Yeah.
As to where I pushed along the side and dropped into the bank into the pipe. You know?
Whoa.
So.
That's wild.
And then I figured out how to fly out of the pipe.
Was that at Upland? Is that where?
That was at Upland.
Well, let's get into that story real quick then. That's also a nice little.
This is the first backside air.
No, this is the front side fly out.
Okay.
Right.
Speaking of Upland, I'm going to be the dude that asks it. Do you know Tony Hawk?
Tony Hawk knows me.
Boom! Let's go.
That's going to be the soundbite from the show. Just you looking down, scrolling your phone. Tony Hawk knows me.
I like that. That's definitely new soundbite for sure.
It's funny because I mean that's like the one question everybody asks, right? Have you
Do you skate Burnside? Do you know Tony Hawk?
have you ever skated with Tony Hawk? So that's flying out of the pipe, right?
So tight, yeah.
Okay.
And so then in that
Sick.
photo, so he's doing a front side air out of like a full pipe, and then are you landing in this transition?
Yeah,
here?
there's like a little drop in right here.
Yeah.
To
Will you text me that or?
Yeah, we gotta put that up on the
skateboard
gram.
mag? Yeah, I'll put that on the gram.
Yep.
That's awesome.
yeah, and so basically, I looked at the pipe. Like it was Pipeline. Well, the park was called Pipeline.
Yeah.
So Jerry Lopez was my hero, and I emulated a lot of his styles. And so his thing was getting spit out of the barrel at Pipeline.
Yeah.
So I said, wow, I think I could fly out of this here and land on the bank and make it.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting spit out of Pipeline.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think the first time I did it was like 6 inches, and then I got midway. And
A little bit more,
then
a little
I
bit
got
more, a little bit
higher
more.
and higher.
That's so tight.
So do you have a surfing background at all?
I do. Actually, I surfed before I skateboarded.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Right
surfing
at
like
the
with
same time, you know.
Like the Zephyr
Zephyr, yeah.
and stuff, right?
Yeah, because we would surf. A bunch of us learned how to surf, and we would always go to Santa Monica and try and surf POP Pier, which you hear a lot of gnarly stories about POP, but it seemed like we always skated by, and we would hang out at the Zephyr shop.
Yeah.
Before we knew Dogtown, before we knew the skate scene.
Yeah.
It was just the shop in your area.
Yeah,
That's so tight.
It was one of the shops, and then we would start seeing the surf movies at the Santa Monica Civic, and
Okay.
that's when we went to go see Super Sessions. That's when we saw Jay and Tony and Beniak and Constantino, all those guys skating Paul Revere on the banks, and that's
like that spark. You're like,
yeah,
whoa.
and that's where I learned about the Dogtown guys.
Okay. So you're like, all right, now I'm gonna get out of the water, then move it to the cement when like the waves are kind of
Yeah, correct.
yeah, And, or just cruise around town and stuff.
You know, well, I grew up 35 miles from the beach, so
Yeah.
we couldn't go the beach all the time. And like I said, we grew up on hills, so we were pretending we were surfing.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
Right,
just
yeah.
scratching the edge when you couldn't get there. That's so
riding all
tight.
the driveways and,
Yeah.
and the banks, and so that's when we started skating banks pretty early on.
Yeah.
Even on clay wheels.
When did the backside air go down? Is that around the same time as like the Upland time?
76. No, that was opening day at Reseda.
Okay.
Opening.
Everyone just like feaming off the energy, just like getting after it.
So I was skating Home Valley in San Diego with Steve Cathy, Lane Oaks, Michael Williams, Stropel. I think Shogo was there, and it was kind of those guys' home park. And I saw Lane Oaks. It was like this little 3-foot bowl thing, and he kind of would like jump up and land on the deck.
Yeah.
Jump out, land on the deck. I also saw this kid Bean in '75 do it at the Fruit Bowl. He'd out of a pool, go up and land on the deck, and then all of a sudden something kind of clicked because he was getting like 3 feet out and then landed on the deck. And I said, "Wow. I wonder if you can get that high out and come back in."
That just seems. I mean, it's still wild to me. Like anytime I watch.
Talk about a style god, though. You're the first person to correct the hometown hero fly out. You're like, you know what, kid? Let me fix that melon real fast. Let's just bring that back in, and now you're good. You know?
So at Reseda, it was kind of a snake run that had a bowl that went flat, and had another bowl, and then a 90-degree bowl, another bowl. And so you would push and you would carve the first one, and you would just kind of carve it. And so I said on the second one, I think I can come up and alley-oop and come back in.
Yeah.
And so
Were you freaked out about hanging up? Like, I'm freaked out about hanging up, just kind of learning airs. Like,
no,
the back truck seems like it's like,
I don't think that was
wasn't even
in my vocabulary. Sorry.
That's true. I've watched a lot of clips of people doing it and slamming stuff.
Wow. I mean, that's like almost 2 feet, 3 feet right there.
Look how skinny the board is, too.
That's nuts.
Like 6.5 inch wide board.
Yeah. Are you grabbing nose?
Grabbing nose.
Whoa.
That's so sick. We got more photos we'll have to post up on the gram here.
We're gonna have
So that was.
What is that for? Is that
an ad?
an ad or a magazine?
No, that was the focus page of Skateboarder magazine.
Oh, I remember those.
Remember
they were
that?
running that for a long time. Okay.
Yeah.
What was
I
it?
miss a Skateboarder
Focus.
magazine. That was.
You know.
I love Thrasher, but I also had like Skate Mag growing up, or Skateboarder Mag.
And then, so that was the first picture I got in the mag.
Yeah.
With
Look at that.
with the Sims jersey.
Iconic.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is it fucked up that I see that and I get hungry for pizza because I think I'm about to put hot sauce on pizza?
So yeah, so that photo, I got the full bloody knee because I just reopened the scab, and it was so funny because the magazine got so many letters from concerned moms. How they could
Like they're promoting gore and
how they could publish a picture of a kid with this bloody knee.
Wow, that's crazy.
So then Skateboarder kind of made this.
I guess that's true. Today, if like Thrasher ran a photo of some am just like banged up, like there, it could. People don't know.
So I guess after that, Skateboard magazine says no one could be on the cover without safety gear.
Whoa.
Sorry, everybody.
Damn. That's crazy. It's like, all right, now you got to wear a helmet, knee pads, elbow pads.
Right.
Sorry, guys.
But we had to do that anyway to start skating the parks anyway.
Yeah.
Dude, isn't there a Thrasher cover with like Anthony Van England where he's just like, his face is like all squinched up. It's like close up of his face with just like blood running down it.
I'm sure.
Definitely. Checks out. Checks out.
Freaking 1.8.
I mean, it's all part of skateboarding. The bloody knees and the thing, you know.
Got to.
What were the knee pads like? I remember reading Tony Hawk's book, and he was talking about using volleyball pads.
They're volleyball pads, exactly. You know,
You can even knee slide.
Yeah, you don't. You
just kind of roll flop
even
to a stop.
Even when you do fall, they would just
Come right down.
They would just catch the concrete and just pull right off your knee anyway.
Proper safety equipment.
I'm looking at my list of stuff I jotted. We're bouncing around a little bit, but bouncing off of Philly Cheese's pool question, you got to skate the Timberline pool, the old Timberline pool. They have a new one now.
I did, so.
And you go deep into that story on the Eastone podcast, but that's just so tight that you got to go and do that. Do you have, like, where do we get the photos from that?
Bryce.
Okay, Bryce Knights has it?
We actually have we actually shot a video, too, of it.
Okay.
So
I need to find that and put it up. And selfishly, I just want to see it. I remember.
Video's insane.
I think Arlen has a print of it.
Possibly.
I might be mistaken there, but I feel like I've seen it before.
So, maintenance came to me and says, "Hey, they're gonna drain the pool." I said, "Sweet, can I skate it?" He said, "Yeah, you just need to get permission. You need to get permission by Steve Cruz." So I went to Steve Cruz and said, "Hey, in 3 months they're gonna drain the pool. Can I skate it?" "No problem. You probably need to get Jeff Consams."
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I went to Jeff and said, "Hey, you guys are draining the pool. Can I skate the pool?" And he said, "Sure, no problem."
Which is awesome.
That's
yeah,
wild.
that's so cool. That,
You know.
like Jeff and you have that
And
relationship.
so that's in motion, but it's not going to happen for 3 months.
Yeah.
So maybe 48 hours, maybe 72 hours before the day, I call Bryce and says, "Hey, they're going to drain the pool in 2 or 3 days. You want to come up and shoot photos?" So he said, "Yeah, no problem. Can I bring anybody?" "I know, let me find out."
Yeah.
So I went back to Jeff and says, "Hey, can I bring some pros to skate with me, so I don't have to skate all by myself, and we're gonna shoot some photos?" He said, "Yeah, no problem. Do not publish anything." So he said.
That's awesome.
So no problem. So Bryce lines up Kevin Kowalski
Sick.
to come. So it's going to be Bryce and Kevin Kowalski. And then with 24 hours to go, I call up Trats.
Yeah.
Hey, they're going to drain the pool tomorrow. You want to come skate it with me?
Damn, I would love to get that call.
So he was on that, and we knew that we had from 8 till 10 to skate the pool, because the pool company is going to come and fix the leak. And
Were you like, why didn't you hit up IPS?
And so, well, IPS got in there anyway. So anyway, we got there, and at 10 o'clock, those guys show up, and they said, no, we want to watch you guys. So we got to skate it more often. And really, there was only one really good wall to skate, and that was the
back left or whatever.
Yeah, the back left toward thing, and you know, Kowalski was killing it.
Dude,
I think
insane.
Trats killed it the most.
Always kills it. Shout out to Casey Trats.
You
One
know.
of his board is behind.
Somewhere
it's right.
there.
No, it's right next to
Yeah.
Leif. It's just behind one of the other boards, on the leaning against the table. But
And
kids,
so,
come support
yeah.
Casey Trats. Buy his pro model BDK board shop.
So like I was just hitting tiles, nothing, doing anything. So I got that photo. I figured I'd get the Timberline
Yeah, the logo
shot,
and
the
everything.
logo,
That's so
you know.
sick.
And so we got to skate it, and then next thing you know, we were packing up, and I can't remember who showed up. A couple of skaters showed up, you know, and said, dude, sorry, session's over.
Yeah.
How come you didn't fucking tell us? Fuck, I'm not gonna
Because
tell.
all
Yeah.
70 employees who skate would have shown up.
Yeah.
Dude, he says when you skate a pool, you don't tell people.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
You fucking don't tell
Yeah.
people.
Who are the employees of the show? Was it like
I can't
Daniel
remember
and,
who it
like-
was. Yeah. You
That's
know?
awesome. That's a question I have for you, and answer this how you want. But you've had a lot of like skaters work for you over the years, because just, you know, that's how I started working at Timberline, is because I knew that Wally was there running food and bev. I'm like, I'll be working for Wally. Like, it can't be that bad. Like, it's,
Yeah.
you know, it'll be tight. And you were really, really cool about just giving me a part-time gig, because I just needed some extra money, because I wasn't making a lot of money skate coaching, but traveling all the time and stuff. So like, I would work like once a month or once every other month or something like that. And you're super cool and flexible. And you've had a lot of degenerate skaters work for you over the years. What's one of the gnarliest skater employee stories you've had? Or who was the worst skater employee that was like one of your good friends through skateboarding, but then you hired them and you're like, dude, you're just the shittiest employee I've ever had? So I bet that happens a lot with hiring your friends in skateboarding, you know?
It can. There isn't one that really comes to mind.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, for the most part, cooking's pretty easy, especially at a ski area, right? So if you don't have any experience, you can drop French fries and you can drop chicken strips.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, definitely have to be careful around a deep fryer, because you could burn the hell out of yourself with fucking hot oil. But,
That's natural lessons will be
You
learned,
know.
you know?
but
Well, respects to you for making it viable for people to come and live that lifestyle and helping to facilitate that, because I know you've done that for a lot of people.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
There's definitely been a lot of people that have worked under me.
Yeah, I started working at T-Line, and someone called out, and they're like, all right, go down to the Flocks, which is like the taco cabinet, you know, Timberline. And like, yeah, there's like some skate pro guy or something. I'm like, oh, I'm sure it's like some guy that used to skate back in the day, you know, claiming some shit.
Yeah, just some gubby loke.
Yeah, you know, like, oh yeah, I used to skate, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So go down there, and sure enough, like, I've been following him for I don't even know how long on Instagram, and I was like, oh shit, like, oh, that's like actually like a pro skateboarder. Like,
That's awesome.
Beyond that. So
Yeah.
I was super blown away. I was like, oh shit. And then we would just hang out, and sometimes we wouldn't get a lot of work done because we would just be chatting, or this guy would be like, you know who's texting me right now? Lance Mountain.
That's so
Damn it. So I appreciate, dude, we had such a good time working at the taco shop.
We had
and-
great times.
Yeah.
makes it a little easier to clean out the grease trap without too much grumbling when
Yeah.
you know that the homie asking you to do it is
But
cool.
I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, I'll do this. We're good. All good.
But at work, I never tooted my own horn.
No.
No.
You
you're
know,
super
cool.
but it's so funny when you have an employee come.
Well, that's something I remember taking the East Academy students up snowboarding or whatever we were doing. And we were walking through the day lodge, and you're like restocking the vending machine. I'm like, yo, you guys see that guy over there putting chips in that vending machine right now? Dude's a fucking legend.
Legend. One day you could be just like him. Putting those chips away and all.
Yeah, but if they only
That's what I'm
knew,
saying.
if they
Yeah,
only
you're
knew how
humble.
much money those vending machines brought in.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Those chip markups.
Business.
Chip markups for sure. Holy shit.
But no, a leader that's not afraid to get their hands dirty.
Yeah.
We respect it.
Definitely.
Speaking of Casey Tratz, so he submitted a question. He said, where to go? Currently, who is your favorite skateboarder to watch?
Ooh.
Much love, Wally.
Right now, Andy Anderson.
Damn,
Sick.
hell yeah. That's a
Dude.
good one.
There are so many, right?
Yeah.
Andy Anderson is just like, his mind just thinks completely different.
Oh, yeah.
Completely different.
And he just has, like, I feel like a different skate
Yeah.
philosophy, too.
Yeah.
Like that grip tape that he came out with, where it's
Yeah.
like, his
Yeah.
mind is literally, you can do a kickflip here, no zone. Like, it's.
Yeah, where his feet should be,
Yeah.
you know.
I thought about that when I was a little kid because like the little pitching balls that show you where to put your fingers for a
Yeah.
pitch. I'm like, oh, if your skateboard had like kickflip or whatever, he's
Yeah.
got a grip tape like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Dude, it's insane.
I like Grayson Fletcher and,
Fuck, yeah.
and Keegan Palmer.
Yeah.
Those guys
Super
are
fun to watch.
fucking mind-boggling too.
Grayson's insane. That dude's rad.
You know.
Just, he gets after it.
Yuto, street skating. You know,
everybody.
everything is
Super nice with it.
Every day, I you know, you go through Instagram or Facebook and you see some clip
Yeah.
or something, and the young kids are fucking killing
Like
it.
the little 9,
Oh
10-year-olds.
God, like, yeah,
Even
9-year-olds
6, honestly.
doing like, you know, 900s or
Yeah.
something. Fuck, we were trying to figure out how to write our names pissing when we were 9.
Like back in the day, like you probably were just like, oh yeah, we're just trying to get on the wall and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, nowadays, just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you know.
You started something. You guys definitely started something.
What about local kids? Anyone on the radar that you've
Trats.
seen? Trats.
Trash.
Always.
Do you know about any of the younger skaters like Hood River
Fitzimons.
Zone? There's do you know a Ryder that lives out there? He's pretty young. He's a teenager now, but
Yeah.
definitely a kid that's on the come up.
Riley. Mm-hmm. Riley's also good.
Amazing.
Tardif?
Yeah, he lives on that side of the mountain too.
Yeah.
Legend.
Have you
Yeah.
been in Hood River the whole time that you've lived in the area?
I moved to Hood River in '89. Government camp from '90 to '91. Then Manzanita from '91 to 2005.
Ooh, nice.
And then back to Hood River.
What was your first time riding Hood? Do you remember your first day up there?
Yeah, 89, August of '89.
Whoa, August, that's rad.
I was up here on a working vacation to airbrush deal sailboards, and I went to River City, and there is Sonny Miller and Don Zabo. It's like I grew up with kind of Sonny, and he skated for Castor, and he took photos, and Zabo snowboarded for Nectar Snowboards. And I go, what are you guys doing up here? It's like, what the fucking random, you know? Oh, we're up here shooting photos of snowboarding. Snowboarding is fucking August.
Yeah, right?
You know? So yeah, we're up at Timberline. So come on up. So I went up the next day and went snowboarding with them. And then Don gave me one of his Nectar snowboards. And
Sick.
Was that one of your first times snowboarding ever, or you kind of?
no, and we were just hiking at that point in time. But Timberline was the very first lift I ever rode.
Yeah.
That's tight.
You know.
Was the mile? Would have been hopping.
No,
on the mile chain.
it was actually it was Bruno's and then Pucci. You know,
The Scoochie,
Yeah.
old Poochie.
you know, but but I've been snowboarding since '77, just hiking,
Yeah.
Big Bear or Tahoe.
I was listening to the Stony Buds podcast. You're talking about your first snowboard, and you're kind of describing that board that's right over your left shoulder there. Because Mike has one. He's got the yellow Sims. It looks like a freaking toboggan with
Keyboard?
Yeah, it looks like a Sims toboggan with
Yeah.
an old school skateboard on top of it with sky hooks.
Lonnie Toff deck. Yeah,
Was that one that was the original Sims snowboard that they came out with? Or?
Yeah, that was winter of '77, '78.
Okay.
That's what he. At the same time, I think Burton was developing their board at the same time. but actually my first snowboard was the winter stick swallowtail.
That one's not a double deck, is it? It's just like a regular kind of snowboard? Or
Yeah,
is it?
it's kind of just a snowboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
had
the
P-Tex bottom.
The first Sims double deck that you had, was it like pretty much that same one, just a different color?
No, that same
It's
one.
literally
the white,
that
the yellow.
one.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah. But
We're gonna have you come kick it again when Mike's here.
we did
I just
have-
want to hear you guys talk.
We didn't have sky hooks. We used bungee cords for our bindings
Okay.
and then a surf leash.
That's
Yeah.
so
You
sick.
But I remember there was a contest at Upland, and the skater from Utah, Arnie Hogue, saw me and says, "Dude, come out to my car and you got to check this board out." And he pulled out the winter stick, and I said, "Well," he goes, "Wow, what's this?" He goes, "It's like surfing on snow," is how he described it.
Yeah.
Because it looked like a surfboard, Mm-hmm. And so he actually ended up trading that board for my skateboard.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And now we still got Mason Jar up there, still surfing on snow. It's just
Yeah.
big wave edition.
Big wig.
Yeah. So.
That's so sick, dude. So you're a part of the skating from day one, part of snowboard, pretty much part of the snowboarding from day one. And then once you moved up to Hood, when did you first start getting involved with the snowboard scene up here? Because you're one of the first snowboard instructors on Hood, you said.
Yeah, I moved up in '89, September of '89, and Dale was going to keep me busy through the wintertime, but it wasn't as busy as what I thought, and I had met Ron Castro and Kevin Flanagan with Bill Klein. He had Hood River Sports and Sale, I think it was, that shop. And Kevin was a ski instructor who turned snowboard instructor. So he recruited me and Ron to come up and teach snowboarding. And so that was the winter of '89-'90.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a lot of traction right off the bat? If people wanted to come and learn were you guys like busy, or was it like no one came because no one was snowboarding yet? You just got to go ride all day.
Yeah, I did teach.
I think that's a dream if you're an instructor up there. You kind of drive up hoping that you don't have a lesson so you can just go ride.
Yeah, but back then, if you didn't have a lesson,
you don't get paid.
You didn't get paid.
Yeah.
I think they get paid hourly now.
Okay.
I believe so. And so I actually made business cards, and I got private lessons.
There you go.
So
Okay.
you would see people on the hill struggling. So you go, "Hey, I'm an instructor, and I can
I'm
I
offended,
can help you
but
out."
thank you.
Some guy rolls up and
I thought about doing that for like the brake jobs for mechanics, just being like, when I hear the brakes squeak and go and put a card on their thing.
Yeah,
I'm like, I feel like I might just bum people out. Maybe I should do it. Sounds like it works. That's so tight though. So yeah, you had business rolling in.
Yeah.
So when you were moving, or when you lived in Govey, did it have all the vert ramps and all that stuff? Because I think Mike Essie sent me an old video from, I think, 89, 90?
Actually, the summertime, the vert ramp would have been at Chris Carroll's camp.
Okay.
At the old Boy Scout Lodge there by White River.
Okay.
That was the first ramp there, and then Bob Gilly at the United States Snowboard Training Center. We had a vert ramp down just right up here.
In Sandy?
Kind of Welch's.
Whoa.
Just kind of a little bit down the street from Wendell's.
Yeah.
Was it just someone's house?
Yeah,
like, in a
it
shop?
was someone's house.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught it yet, but on the episode 2, I think it was the Church episode, Todd Richards hit us up with a Govey lore story, and he was just talking about all the vert
Vert
ramps.
ramps just everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was talking about
that's when Vans came in and
Had some budget
merged
to
with
bring
like
some more
High
wood.
Cascade, I believe,
Yeah.
and they had all the ramps
Yeah.
behind Charlie's and
Yeah.
all that.
So I guess-
That was I seen that was more late 90s.
Late 90s.
Okay. That's what it kind
Yeah.
of looks like from the footage. It's like
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
The thing I
Like
saw,
96 pat and like on kind of
Yeah,
thing.
because I think Wendell started in 90. 95 or 96. I mean,
I think the camp claims 89
89
because that's when High Cascade started. I think.
Tim would bring 12 campers from Colorado with Kevin Delaney and Dave Dowd, and they would rent our lane from the United States Snowboard Training Center.
Okay.
And that's how his camp started.
Yeah.
And back
And then when did Ingersoll come in?
Ingersoll 91 or 92?
Okay.
I think 92.
Because who was the first?
Because it was Chris Carroll and Bob Gilly, USTC. Those were the two camps.
Okay.
And then I believe maybe Ingersoll might have bought the camp from Chris Carroll and turned it into High Cascade.
Okay.
I believe maybe.
Okay.
I might be mistaken, but yeah.
I don't know Ingersoll personally.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy.
Yeah, I think we've probably chatted at some point when I was working at camp, but that might be a cool person to get in here and just be like, dude, that's why I hear your
he would
stories.
have some history.
Yeah.
For sure.
That'd be pretty tight. I want to hear his current complaints about Gubby.
Yeah,
Just having to deal with everyone up there.
But I'm pretty sure that's the guy that owns
Boardwalk.
the house behind OT at the red roofs.
Yep.
And then apparently that rail he put in so people could board it or something, I heard.
I think he likes snowboarding.
The
the
donkey
donkey,
one?
really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Kind of snowboard friendly.
Allegedly, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
So we're just
I
gonna
like
run with
that.
this.
We can run that.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to have him on the show.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep, put it to rest.
So then back in like 91, 92, when those camps first started, was it just a half pipe up there? And that's kind of basically it?
On snow?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
sorry,
well-
on snow.
So we would get there. We would go up at 8 in the morning, and we would run gates.
Okay.
We
so
would,
it's more like a
I think we
slalom
would
gate
run
then.
gates till 10.
Yeah.
I believe until the snow softened up, and then we'd go down there, and I believe that they had a half pipe.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember what was the first rails or tubes they might have brought up, and then I think the first kicker we built was to do backflips.
Nice. Hell yeah.
You know,
That's awesome. Backflip camp.
Yep.
You know.
Backflip camp. Natural progression.
Gnarly place to learn
you know,
backflips
and then
on the ice.
and then I moved to the coast, and then when I came back to ride in the summertime, that's when everything had changed.
just
I
exploded.
remember the 18-foot pipes and so on and so
That'd be
forth.
drastic.
Rails on the top of the coping and stuff.
Rails,
When
yeah.
did you start your own camp? Because you had a skate camp going in Hood River for a while, didn't you? And that's like where you met Sean and Tucker.
2007. No, 2006. 2005 I started camp. I ran the skate program at Wendell's in 2005. Mm-hmm. I ran skate camp.
When did sorry to interrupt or sidetrack this? When did Jamie come in? Jamie Weller, because he was a Vans pro that started. That's how I got to High Cascade.
Jamie was doing High Cascade stuff. I built the first bob.
Okay, the first wooden one.
First wooden one, bob, and then I left, and that's when Jamie
Took over from you.
Well, Tim Eberly took over for me.
Okay.
And then
Jamie came in.
took over for him.
Yeah, and Jamie is. I'll credit Jamie, and I think everyone else credits Jamie as. So anyone who is listening and doesn't know him, he's the one who built the jungle at Wendell's. A lot of people built the jungle at Wendell's, but he's the mastermind behind it all. And I think a lot of people from Evergreen and other hands came out and helped. But yeah, shout out to Jamie. We miss you.
Well,
Living on the East
Evergreen
Coast now.
and Grindline and Dreamland.
That's the big outdoor skate park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
outdoor.
also Jamie built the current Bob. How it is,
Bob,
yeah. That was his mastermind,
And also helped at the DIY.
Yep.
DIY.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he was my mentor there, and who I took over the skate program from while he was building indoor Bob.
he's
and
very instrumental of all
Skateboard
this.
dad, I'll refer to him as. He's like the uncle that was like,
Little
you know
skate
what,
papa.
kid, let me just show you how to get in the van. Because I showed up there as some random kid from the woods that didn't know what was cool, and
So
he bullied me into submission.
There you go.
when did I meet Jamie? 2000? Maybe it's 99 or so, but
And he was probably ripping then, because amazing skater.
But another time I remember really meeting him I was at River City wearing an IPS shirt, and this girl comes up to me and says, "Hey, you have a pool service? We're renting this house with this pool, but it looks like it needs work done. Can you come and see us?" I said, "Sure."
Hell yeah.
You know? And so we went, and it was a square pool on the Washington side, and it had just big giant holes in it, big. And we just said, I don't think you could probably just fill it up and swim in it, but it's not going to be a working pool. But hey, can we take some runs?
There it is.
So it was Seth and I who skated it. Every summer we would go and clean it out, and then I invited Justin Hendry and Jamie Weller came, and they came and skated.
Oh, tight.
And so we skated for 5 years every summer. We never told anybody. We never brought. We'd bring some ground. In fact, we brought Fitzimons and Tucker and Max Jones, and we actually put a paper bag over their heads to drive them to the pool.
Damn.
Can you imagine if you got pulled over, there's just a bunch of youth in your back seat with bags over their heads.
There were probably 10 at the time, maybe 11.
That's amazing.
It was just pretty funny.
That's so cool, though. Yeah, they probably thought that was the coolest shit.
That is awesome.
But then I remember when Graham Coates called me and said, "Hey, we found this pool. We're cleaning it out, and we'll be ready in about 15 minutes." And he gives me the directions. I know where this pool is. And so they had just finished cleaning, and the front wall was pretty steep, and they would try and kick turn and would fall off, and then I dropped in, kind of like carved the corner, and front I kicked turn, back I kicked turn, and all this stuff, and they just go, "Dude, you really know how to skate pools." But I've been doing
You'd already had the pool memorized.
I said, I said, I've been doing it for a long time. And there was probably 15 of them there, and they go, "We got to name this pool." Well, pool's name is Sarah's Pool. I says, "What do you mean?" Because Sarah lives right there, or she did. Mm-hmm. Says, what do you mean? Yeah, we've been skating it for 5 years. And they go, "What? You never told us?"
I'm like, hell no.
I said, "Look at you guys."
Yeah, thanks for ruining it.
And there's 15 of you here.
Yeah.
You know, the rule is I'll give you a pool, you give me a pool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you go, well, and they asked if are there any more? It says, well, yeah, there's 3 more pools that we skate in Hood River.
Whoa.
They go, well, what? And Seth and I, we found all of them.
Yeah.
You know, but
There's one in Estacada that just got taken out.
Really?
I
saw that picture.
I just heard that it was there, and then we went to go look at it, and it's
gone.
subdivision.
Are you
now.
still hunting for
But-
pools, Wally, to skate and find new ones here in
you
Oregon?
know, maybe I don't hunt for them as much anymore. But if someone tells me there's a pool,
You're gonna go check it out.
I'm pretty much on
You
it.
still have that curiosity.
Yeah,
and,
that's
awesome.
I will definitely travel more so to go skate at backyard pool than I will go skate a skate park.
Sick.
I have to give him a shout out. DJ, who was Dylan Jennings, was staying with me for was going to be a week, and it turned into 2 months. He's a Y East Academy skate student alumni who comes up and crashes with us for a couple weeks every year and skates Burnside. But he's a big pool skater from down in Inland Empire area.
Oh, there's a lot
He's
there.
down in Wrightwood and in that zone. He's become like kind of the pool guy, or like the people that they'll hit him up to like know where it's at, and he's out there draining pools with his
That's
sons.
like Salva.
Yeah, and he was
Salva
so pumped that you were going to be here. He was trying to hold out his say to where he could come in and get on the show. But I don't know, DJ just says thank you for leading the way, and there's still kids out there hopping fences and draining pools into the neighbor's backyard and flooding basements so that they can get some grinds on.
Yeah,
so
totally. I mean,
he's out there getting after it.
It's actually a pretty unique thing to be able to skateboard inside of a swimming pool.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
I've done it before, but I haven't I'll air myself out here. I haven't done like the full official experience of like going and finding one that like you're not supposed to be at and like skating.
Your
it.
heart is fucking beating.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
looking over your shoulders. Yeah.
Dude, I get the I'm the good-natured person. So like, and I grew up doing construction and building stuff and like making it nice. So even like street skating ledges and stuff in front of businesses, I always kind of felt bad because I'm like, man, like I know what it took to make this nice, and I'm just destroying it. And then you get a little older, get a little jaded to society.
But,
you're like, fuck you, I'm gonna go get mine. Like,
I mean, yeah, you're destroying, but are you really destroying it?
Yeah. No, you're. If it's this inanimate object, it's there to deliver joy and an experience, and you're getting more joy and more experience out of it than someone who's just going to go sit there and sip margaritas with their feet dangling in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
nothing wrong with that though.
But good luck telling that to someone who's like, my property value went down.
Yeah. Sue.
That's sick. Well, back to the notes I had here. We have another question. Bryce Knights chimed in with the question. Woo! He says, rails or no rails?
No rails.
Nice.
Never ever.
Just never adapted to it.
Yeah.
Did it seem gimmicky when they came out? It's kind of like when it like today people are like, don't wax the coping, or like, salsa sauce. No, like you want to feel it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's it was just added weight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's why the other one that's routed out, those were my rails, right?
Yeah.
Because
I was going to ask. You can see it up. Oh, yeah. I think our camera.
Yeah, there
died,
it is.
Sorry,
yeah.
but up above us we do have the Wally
So
board.
in the beginning, the rails were so you can hold for grab for
grabs.
air.
Wasn't for grinding?
Right?
It was just
no.
for grabs?
And this happy coincidence, they
It
started
wasn't
sliding.
until after the board slide rock and roll came that's when they really started to use rails.
Okay.
Got it.
Because it probably gave you a little extra clearance to get your wheels back over.
It
maybe.
did, and the plastic slid on the coping.
But then you also had like lappers, copers, like all that crazy shit.
I had copers.
Yeah.
I think I had a lapper for a bit, but no.
You're just like, nah, I just want to skate a board.
Yeah.
As a board.
Yeah. I think there's other people that ask me questions here too.
I got one. Definition Standard says, go in depth about Wally and his original crew who poured the skate park MKE.
What was that?
It's from Definition Standard. He said, go in depth about Wally and his original crew who poured the skate park or the turf skate park.
Yeah, he's from Milwaukee, this question asker.
Okay.
So it's the turf.
The
probably.
turf, dude. I spent 2 hours at the turf. That's it.
Oh, really?
Flew in, skated for 2 hours, and flew out.
What's I don't even know what the turf is. What's the turf?
The turf was an iconic skate park. It was actually indoors, and they're rebuilding it now.
Okay.
Yeah, they found all the forms.
And evidently, some of the bowls are still there. I think they knocked the building down and they just buried the bowls.
Oh shit! So they dug it all
It's
out.
on Grindline's Instagram.
Okay.
They have a whole post about it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go get educated.
So actually, they dug out and they're gonna refinish all the bowls that are still there.
Okay.
Whoa.
And bring them
You guys didn't see that?
No.
All the debris. There was people digging out the debris, and the forms are still there.
Yeah.
That's so sick. Like an
Is it
archaeological
Milwaukee?
excavation.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Milwaukie,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you
yeah.
said Milwaukee, Oregon.
No,
Wisconsin.
no.
Okay.
Not going to
I
make
was
it
like,
out.
damn
that
it. I'm not making it.
So you just skated there and
Yeah,
got
we
photos
just
and stuff.
flew in for 2 hours and.
long. What about the Hood River Park? Did you have a hand in helping to? When did that first go in? What was the first thing there?
I think Hood River Park, I believe, might have been the third park. Cannon Beach was the first.
In Oregon.
Yeah.
Lincoln City, there was a crappy bowl at Lincoln City. Which
I skated the old Cannon Beach Park,
which
the
might-
two horseshoe.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
like aggregate at
That,
this
that,
point.
so
that was
bad.
the first.
Yeah.
I believe Lincoln City
It's
was
gone
the
now.
second, and then Hood River was the third.
Damn,
Okay.
really?
Yeah, they built the bowl up
Like that
on
big-
top of the
big
hill.
bowl?
Yeah.
That big bowl has been there that long?
Yeah.
No
Holy
way.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay. What year was that went in?
89.
Wow.
believe. No, it was after that.
Because I thought that Grindline dudes built
No,
that.
was the park there?
My first record.
I don't know exactly.
I don't think I started going to Hood River Park till I was like '03 or something, and that's when it was like the big bowl was there, and then there's like there's a steel half pipe.
Still a couple of a mini pipe and a vert ramp.
Yeah,
right?
it was kind of cool because it was just like the city park that's all woods with like just ramps all through it and stuff. But then they did the concrete pour.
Yeah.
Did you have a hand in helping to?
In the Super 8 bowl.
Okay.
Right.
Sick.
And all I remember is the little pocket they made was actually really bankish. Mm-hmm. and I came in and saw that and says, dude, what are we doing here? We gotta make it vert. And so I tore out the forms and restarted doing it. And I guess
Is that pool coping?
Yeah.
One that's like it's kind of like what 8?
That's super
maybe
tight.
5 feet in its vert. That's tight.
Yeah, and so, and at first it was really a bankish, so it could have been.
Now it's Wally's corner forever.
Yeah, and so I tore it out, and the guy got pretty butthurt, I guess, and he walked off the job. I don't know.
Oh damn!
Whoops.
But in the end, it worked out.
Yeah, no, that's I didn't know that park was there for that
So
long.
I got a thing from Colt Lightning. Skated Wallace in Hawaii.
Oh, that's a good one.
Of course I have. 78.
Wow.
Yeah, early on.
Because I was in Animal Chin, and that was like, what, 89?
Yeah, but back then, they skated Wallace and they skated Uluwatu. There was another bank there.
So like same kind of like drainage ditch style.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's sick.
So.
Yeah, because Animal Chin was the first video I ever saw. It was stuck in my brother's VCR. And then I saw the Wallows part, and I was like, whoa, what the hell is that
Yeah,
place?
but they're definitely skating in the late 70s.
Wow, that's, damn.
So.
I have another one here. Casey Haha Jones says, "What's the best skate trip you've ever taken?" The first one sounded like it was a doozy.
Right off the bat.
Oh, there's so many. After the Skateboard Magazine poll, we got rushed out, and so we.
Yeah, because you're a runner-up for Skateboarder of the Year, right?
Yeah. Actually, it was. Shouldn't say Skateboard of the Year. It was a popularity poll.
Okay.
Where the
people's choice.
the people,
which is the real
in.
skater. I mean, come on, let's.
So Tony Alva won, and I was 600 points behind him, and then Jay Adams was behind me.
I mean, that's quite the sandwich right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
respect.
So after that, we got ushered to myself, Waldo Autry, Stacy Peralta, Ellen O'Neill, Deanna Calkins. I think that was it. And Hunter Joslin came with us, and Chewy Mandrigo. He put the trip together, and we flew to Mexico City.
Fuck yeah. Sodi trip.
And they built a park in Mexico City, put us in the super plush hotel with a limousine driver. Augustino was our limousine driver, and he.
Augustino, we're out of beer to the store.
So it was pretty rad, and then they threw us a private party. So Augustino picks us up, and we're just in shorts and t-shirts.
You're just skaters.
and we pull in this just giant mansion, and we walked in, and everybody, like all the women were in their evening gowns, and the guys were in suits and tuxedos, going around with hors d'oeuvres and cocktails, and indoor pool, indoor tennis court. And we found out the person who brought us was like the cousin of the president of Mexico.
Whoa.
So it was pretty badass, and took us to a private discotheque that opened at 1:00 in the morning.
Wow. So you guys are just like these like skate rats, and you just show up to this party.
Hella wine and dined.
Yeah, they took us to the pyramids, and
cool.
But I remember Waldo flipped a bottle cap, and none of the kids ever saw that. So you had hundreds of kids running to grab these bottle caps and bring it back to us. And so we would just flip one after the other. And I remember this one little girl with her mom came up and asked if I can sign my autograph, and I said, sure, sign that. And then we just got bombarded.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Boom, 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 boom.
But that was probably a pretty cool trip, because we just saw some culture and going to the pyramids, and got really treated really well.
Was there like a skate culture
awesome.
down there too, a little bit, or like were you guys kind of the first?
There must have been, because they built the skate park, obviously.
Guess so, yeah.
But there wasn't. I can't remember. Maybe there was one or two kids that could kind of skateboard.
Yeah, rad. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
It was pretty badass.
Wine and dined appropriately. What else we got?
But there are so many trips that were iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I'm sure it's hard to. None of them, like, even if the ones where bad stuff happens or something, it's still a skate trip and you get a memory out of it, and like.
Probably now is all our trips to Montana.
Yeah.
Where all our friends get together. You know, they all fly in from San Diego, LA, Texas, New York, and you know, we're all a bunch of old skate rats. You know.
Sick.
Pineapple would come up, Steve Olson would come up, Eric Nash would come up, Grasso came up, Lance came up,
Wow.
Jim Murphy's come out. And so there's probably 15 of us that we all go to Jeff Amit's house, and then we do a little tour around the state. And probably the youngest kid's probably in his 50s.
The youngest kid, I like that.
You know,
50s.
So
Is that-
those are probably the most memorable trips.
And is
now.
that Montana pool service?
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
Sick. What we didn't talk about the skate shop that you had for a while in Hood River.
IPS?
Yeah. Was it called IPS?
IPS Skate and Snow.
How many years did that run for?
5.
Okay.
Wow.
Five,
Hell yeah.
We bought it from Kobe Richards. I don't know if you know Kobe. His parents had Northwave Sales.
Okay.
And they got him a skate shop, and I had known the Richards ever since I moved, because they would hook me up with sales when I first moved here. So we bought the shop from them, and then we moved it from its location to downtown.
Sick. And then you probably had some big names on the team. I heard that you had Dylan Thompson. You had a shop sponsor, so he hit you guys up and rode for you.
Dylan Thompson, he was snowboarding for Tech 9. Mm-hmm. And we became a pretty Tech 9 pretty dealer, because Estes was the Tech 9 rep.
Okay.
And
damn.
so Dylan...
Yeah, because I remember Tech 9 felt kind of synonymous with Mount Hood.
It was,
There's
yeah.
a lot of Mount Hood
Yeah.
representation.
Damn, that's sick. I didn't know that.
Big, yeah.
Yeah.
And so Dylan needed a shop sponsor. Mm-hmm. So,
Who else? There's Dylan Thompson that was on there. There's
Jonah Owen.
Jonah
He was from
Owen was from
Eugene.
here also. Yeah, and he was homies with the people that ran that magazine that I interned for. So he was.
I think he was from
I was
Eugene.
starstruck seeing him roll through. Yeah.
but
That's pretty tight. Any other notables on the team, or? That's a pretty big name. It's hard to. Yeah.
There you go.
That's so sick.
You know, but we would always have those first Friday events too, where Gravette would come out. And,
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Hometown hero. Let's go.
Yeah.
Everett, Washington. Shout out.
yeah. Stephen Reeves and Johnny Turgeson, all those guys
Sick.
would come down.
It's hard to run a brick and mortar, especially in a smaller Hood River's kind of a smaller bubble of a town.
Yeah.
I know you helped Arlen get Evade going for a little while, which was awesome to see.
It
out
was,
there.
it was hard. It's just too bad they lived on this side of the hill.
Yeah, it's a lot back
Right.
and
They
forth.
probably should have just opened it on this side of the hill.
Yeah.
Really. You know, I mean, it's hard. Skate shops are hard. You make very little money. Mm-hmm. And that's why I started skate camp, because that's where I made money. Skate camp.
Yeah.
And that kind of paid for the shop a little bit.
Yeah, I
kind
mean,
of
you got to teach the kids, and then the kids buy the skateboards.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a
smart.
good-
Smart move.
Self-feeding
You know.
business there, and it's just good. It feels good to teach skate camp.
Oh,
Yeah.
Help
You get to be a kid again.
help people learn how to drop in, all that stuff.
So,
Well, cool. What else do we got here for some questions? Uncle Andy and the Fuck Around gang said ice cream or sherbet.
Wait, what?
ice cream.
Ice cream. There you go. I didn't know if maybe you and Unc worked together and there was some secret stuff there. There's want to participate.
I mean, sherbet's good, but ice cream.
So random.
Good question.
Thanks, Andy. It's going to be a staple question now.
That's sick. I just had on here, I wanted to walk through your lineage on Hood, which we kind of did, but you started at, does anyone else want to take a bathroom break too?
I'm
You guys
good.
doing
Let's keep it
I
rolling.
will after he goes.
Yeah,
but,
but so you moved up here, then you worked at Timberline for a while, and then you went to camp, and then to the coast, and then back out, and that's when you started doing food and bev at Timberline. It was when you moved back from the coast.
Actually, I moved back from the coast and actually ran the skate program at Wendell's.
Okay.
In 2005. 2005 was a shitty snow year, I believe. And so summertime was going to be horrible for camp. Maybe it was 2006, one of those years. And so Tim ended up having to let me go because camp sign-ups
had to tighten the belt.
Yeah, had to tighten the belt. You know,
I know how that goes.
Yeah. and so then that's when I opened up the shop.
Yeah.
You know, and then did that till 2010 when Aspen went to college, and then I went, well, I guess I better go get a job. And so that's when I went back into cooking, and that's when Tim schmoozed me to come cook at camp.
Okay.
2010.
And then did you always kind of cook and like loved all that like chef stuff, or you just kind of fell into it?
I kind of fell into it.
That's a good question.
I moved to the coast. We moved to Seaside, and I built the skate park for the city of Seaside.
Is that the one that's still there right now?
No, I built a spine ramp that was actually
the
indoors.
Manzanita Bowl, wasn't it?
No, it was actually
Or
for
the Manzanita
Seaside.
ramp. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was a spine ramp.
Yeah.
That we then we built a building around it, and it was called Wally World. And then after I built the park, I couldn't find work, and Catherine took a job managing the crab broiler. That was a pretty iconic restaurant on Coast Highway and Highway 26.
Yeah.
And then so she hired me as a busser to get in the restaurant, and then from there I learned how to wait tables. From there we went to the Wayfair restaurant where I waited tables, and then we moved to Manzanita, and we opened up Manzanita Surf and Skate, because at the time Tom Watson was asking me to come out to Hood River and airbrush his sailboards. So I would come out here for 3 days, airbrush 10 or 15 boards, and then go home. But every time I came out, I took up his shaping room. So I said, Tom, hey, I'll buy a van. I'll come out here, pick up 10 or 15 sailboards, take them to Manzanita, paint them, and bring them back the following week, and we would just do that. I was doing it in my garage, and then from there, Cascade asked me to airbrush some stuff, and a few other people, so it went from 15 to 25 boards a week.
Whoa.
So then I went to go look for a spot to rent, and so I built a little spray booth in the back, and then decided to open a shop in the front.
And that's how that
and it
started.
was kind of skating, kind of like a lot of windsurfing gear, because when the wind dies in Hood River, they all come to Manzanita to sail, and
Okay.
people would forget their harness and stuff like that. So I would buy stuff from the kind at off price, and then sell to these people. And
Talk about multi-talented dude.
and so I did that in ding repair, and the Blue Sky Cafe was next door to me, and Julie was looking for a chef, and I knew the chef at the Wayfair one. His dream was to cook at the Blue Sky Cafe, so I told him, and he came to interview, but then they promoted him to executive chef up there, and so I went to Julie. Well, what does it take to cook? She said blah 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 blah. So I think I could do that. So I would work my shop and then go over there and learn how to cook. So she taught me how to cook. And then the owner, Bob Finzer, who owned the building, he had another building in Nehalem that these three girls were doing an art gallery. One of the girls got cancer, so they decided to close the art gallery. So he approached me to do a fish and chip joint there.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, well, if you really want to open a restaurant, you should talk to my wife, Catherine. She has a degree in hotel and restaurant management. So we put them together, and they opened up. We opened up the Hill House Deli, which was just a coffee shop and a lunch deli.
Cool.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
And then so every time they would get busy, I would close my shop, drive a mile and help them out, and then come back over. And then we decided to close the shop, and I'd go work for her full time.
Wow.
And it must have been, I don't know, the second week operation, and we were both in the kitchen, and I'm the type of cook that will cook everything and then clean.
Yeah.
And she would cook and clean as she goes.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit more messier than her. And we got in this full-on fucking argument.
Yeah.
I mean, just fuck you, Pop.
Like the type that only develops in a kitchen, in a professional kitchen. Yeah. We all have seen that.
So we went out front and kicked everybody out.
Oh, damn.
And we said, if you eaten and pay your bill, thank you very much. If you have your food and you haven't paid your bill, it's on us. And if you haven't gotten your food, we're very sorry.
Yeah.
But everybody's got to leave. and we just went at it.
Yeah.
And then she drove off, and then I drove off, and 2 hours later we came back and says, okay, I'll take care of the kitchen, you take care of the front.
There you go.
And that's
Too many cooks in the kitchen, as is.
and that's how that started. So I've been cooking since 93.
Wow. Hell yeah.
Okay. How long were you at Timberline for?
6 years.
6 years?
6 years at Wendell's, 6 years
And
at
6 years at
Timberline.
Timberline, and then 2 seasons at Meadows.
And 3 seasons at
3 at
Meadows.
Meadows. So.
And then when I was prior to Wendell's, I was coaching the Hood River High School snowboard team.
Okay.
Running the OISA, and then Tim made me the series director for the Mount Hood series for USASA. I want to say I did that for 10 years.
Whoa. Damn.
Man who's capable of doing multiple projects at one time.
Yeah.
That's honestly like one of the people I look up to with I'm not that I have a lot going on, but I'm starting to have different projects going on, and I'm like, okay, I think this is what you do to kind of stay in it as you're like getting long in the tooth.
So I think I would run like 23 comps every year.
Mm-hmm. How do you have the drive for all this? You're just passion and love, and
You're younger.
yeah. All right.
But I was a vice president at OISA, and then the ski team was starting a freestyle ski team, right? And they needed an avenue to do comps, and so I said, well, you could just piggyback on me.
Yeah.
So I would do like a slope style or a half pipe for high school, and then after I ran them, I would run the freestyle ski comps.
Yeah.
The OISA did not like that, so they threw me off the board because some of the parents complained that I was doing both, and
Yeah.
it was
More
like,
giving
come
you
on,
attention or something.
It's so hard because skiers and snowboarders had that major fight for years,
Oh,
right?
forever.
And so when freestyle skiing came in, a lot of the snowboarders didn't really even acknowledge them
Yeah.
still.
Like, if you're not going to respect us, why are we going to respect you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially if you have older generation parents who are being like, why are you
as to where
doing this?
I was looking, hey, they're just like us.
Yeah.
They're just on two planks,
Yeah.
Another lens.
Yeah. And so
Well, sweet. Well, maybe this is a good point to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you guys here shortly. All right, we are back up in it. Everyone, get a little leg stretch. 7th inning stretch. Gotta go outside and do a couple kick flips and come back. Oh, we should have done some kick flips.
I can't kick flip, so I'm out on that one.
I can off and on depending on physically I can, but my ankle lately, it's like
Still?
some days it's like green lit and I can go and hit snowboard jumps, and then other days like Leif and I were playing.
Yeah, I beat Donovan in skate.
We were playing warm-up skate.
Donovan was injured, so we might have to play today if we don't
counts.
go snowboard.
I'm down if we don't go somewhere.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
go
see
skate.
what happens.
Yeah, we were just playing flat ground skate, and my ankle ballooned up off of flat ground shove-its.
Yeah,
God.
I beat him with all my bad shoves.
Hell yeah, that a boy.
It's the death
Claim
of
it.
1,000 paper
I
cuts.
think I won on varial kickflip. That was pretty good.
So we're going board now for this, or what?
Something. Riding some form of board today
Some
after
kind of
this.
board?
Yeah.
Board sports.
Did you bring your skateboard?
No, you didn't.
I did not either.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, you're right by the Sandy Park.
I know, and I drove in from 84 when
I figured,
instead of coming over the mountain,
Yeah, with some
and
snow.
I get here, and I was listening to the Hood Girls, and you talked about the Sandy skate park.
That would have been
If
sick.
only I knew where
It's
you
not-
could find a skateboard.
It's not going to be wet.
Well, sick. Well, when before we took a break, we were just kind of rifling through your years on Hood and kind of the different roles that you've held through the years here. One of the questions I had: you guys were talking about some good ghost stories on one of the podcasts you did. Do you have any good ghost stories from the years up at Timberline? I've heard of some people having some spooky stuff happen, like Raven's Nest, some bumps and weird noises.
So, what year was that? 90? 90. They recarpeted the lodge, and they did it all at night. And I got on the crew to help carpet. And,
Of course.
You're a warm body. Here, go do this.
I don't know if I've actually saw any ghost stuff, but there's definitely things
Some stuff around
there.
somewhere.
There's
Some
definitely
unexplainable things.
You definitely hear doors opening and closing,
Yeah.
or you kind of go, so, dude, I could have sworn I shut that door. type thing.
Yeah.
And you always feel that the hair behind your neck.
Especially at like 3 a.m, like 'cause I used to do
Yeah.
banquets, and it was just 4 a.m. You're there, like, all right, man, what's going on around here?
Yeah, you got any good ghost stories, Lex?
But
Not really.
Yeah.
Just like same thing. Like stuff would be like, I swear I put that over
Okay,
there. You
right.
know what I mean?
So the best ghost stories I have, we were doing a Hester series at the Boulder skate park, and Dan Murakami, who grew up in my neighborhood, he worked for the artist Dan Fogelberg, and Dan Fogelberg had bought a house on the Continental Divide, and then a year later he decided to sell it. And so Dan was at the contest, and he invited us to come stay and house sit up at this house in the Continental Divide. So we went up there, and he was telling us that Fogelberg bought it, but he felt it was haunted, so that's why he's selling it,
Oh damn.
type thing. And so it was a big 3-story house, and we stayed down in kind of the basement level. But every night we would shut every single fucking door in the whole house. In the morning, every single door would be open.
Oh yeah, I'm good
That's
on
so
that. I'd
crazy.
sell it.
Type thing, And,
Yeah.
and I mean, granted, we were smoking a bunch of pot.
Maybe forgot to leave the door open.
Snorting a bunch of coke. We were having a good time.
Yeah.
But still, and this one time we went to town, and one of the back doors that we didn't have a key for was flung open.
Whoa.
Had this plush white carpet that you can see your footprints, and all these leaves blew in it. So we called the real estate agent, saying, "Hey, did you come up here and show this house? Because the back patio door is open." It says, "The back patio door is open. None of us have keys to that door."
Whoa.
And it was fucking open.
Yeah.
And it was like, just stuff,
Yeah.
stuff like
Like,
that.
I don't know if that's weed. That might be the peyote.
Yeah, it's a little.
But
That's why I've had one unexplainable thing happen. It was my grandma used to rent a house right here next to the old Sandy skate park.
Yeah.
And when I was a little kid, me and my sister were staying the night there, and we're all sitting there around, in the living room. There's a fireplace, and the fireplace had a screen across it, one of those like little chain screens type thing. And a pile of ashes. We looked down, there's a pile of ashes in the center of the floor of the living room on the carpet, like a couple feet away from the thing, like a big pile, like you have had to scoop like 2 hands.
Yeah.
And we had all been sitting there watching TV for a couple hours, and we're all like, "Do you see that?" And everyone's like, "Yeah." We're like, "How did that get there?" And we couldn't figure out how it got
that's
there.
crazy.
And that's only like, I don't necessarily, I'm pretty I got to see the math kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But that was, I have an explanation for how that happened or how that got there. And hearing some of your old ghost stories, I'm like, I got to ask if you had a good lodge ghost story. Because talk about, if there is a building that's haunted, that one definitely has
It's been a couple of...
It's old,
Yeah. It's, been there a while.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
Yeah, it's been there a while.
The brew pub is creepy at night too. I've closed down the brew pub and I'll be waiting for the missus to get off work. She gets off a couple hours later at the time, so I'd just be hanging out by the fire and like. There's people that rent the places above and stuff too, but there's just lots of noises that are like, you're like, what is that?
Always.
And I've had friends pass away in that building, so I'm always just, it's almost like comforting. I'll just start talking to the homie that's not there and be like, yo, how you doing? Like, what's up, Timmy?
There, protect me.
Yeah. Much love, R.I.P. Oh, rough transition. What else do we have? Ghost stories at the lodge. If you don't mind me asking, what led you to kind of leave Timberline? Because you're there for so long and you're so well loved, and we are all so sad to see you go. And
Definitely,
it was a little bit of the wind taken out of the sails of like, fuck, dude, the leader that we all believed in is no longer the leader.
It's kind of hard to talk about.
Yeah, answer it as well. It's pretty fresh, so we all worked together there, so we were curious.
June 1st, what year was that? 21 or 22? 21 maybe. June 1st, Jason comes down and says, we have to close your department because everybody's out for COVID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so really tough time to navigate.
But you can still work because you got your shots, whatever. And I said, I can't close. I have to feed ski camp tomorrow. 56 people, and the next day is 110 people. I can't fucking close. I can't tell them that. Yeah. Oh, we can't.
Yeah, you're SOL. Where else are you going to go around here too? There's nothing else.
So I said, I'll tell you what. Let's close to the public. I will feed ski camp and I'll feed employee chow by myself.
Damn.
And they said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." And I think we opened the Y bar still too.
Yeah,
I believe. But I did that for 18 days straight.
Wow.
Damn.
Right. Some days were 4 a.m. till 9 p.m. or so. And they never checked on me.
Yeah.
They never checked on me. They never sent any help. Blah, blah, blah. And one time I went up to the hotel and I see 6 brand new cooks. And I went to Laura in HR. I said, where'd these cooks come from? How come I didn't get any applicants? Mm-hmm. And she said, well, Jason told me to send all the applicants to him. I says, oh, okay. And then Scotty came down and checked on me.
Yeah.
And it was on a Monday, and it was the first day of my life that I did not want to be at work.
Yeah.
Ever, And he asked me how I was doing, and I said, "Do you really want to know how I'm doing?" Step into my office, and I just laid into
him.
Mm-hmm. Says, I've been here. This is my 16th day, or it was my 18th day, and no one has checked on me. I'm doing it all by myself.
It's a lot of work.
I said, you have Josh up there who used to work down here with me. Didn't even send him down. No one's checked on me whatsoever. And they said, oh, everybody's been telling me you're good. That you just have to get through now until whatever, June something,
Yeah.
Sucks to be dependable, right?
And all this stuff. And then I said, tomorrow's technically my day off because my crew can come back to work, but I have a new camp starting, and I feel like I should be here to run them through the thing. And they said, well, no. Who should take your place? I said, who should take my place is Chef.
Yeah.
Chef should take my place.
Yeah.
He says, okay, take 3 days off, and I'll have Jason come down here and work. And then my crew comes. They all come back. And I come back after 3 days, and Jason goes, those were the 3 worst days of my culinary experience.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. You know, you didn't tell me we had employee crew chow in the morning. I said, fuck, don't you read your emails? I said, I feed the lift ops and I feed ski patrol. They get here at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know? And then crew chow was at 10:30, right?
Yeah.
He goes, you never told me that the ski camps don't come in at 10:30 for their lunch. Dude, they're on the hill till noon.
Yeah. I mean,
You know?
basic information.
Yeah, you know, 11 if the snow's shitty.
Yeah.
1 o'clock if the snow's good, you know, and all this stuff. And
The communication internally leaves a little to be desired.
Was horrible, you know. And then my crew just goes, you know what? That chef is a piece of fucking shit. He just talked so bad about you that we love you and we want to work for you, but he's just an asshole, so we're leaving.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, my crew's leaving.
Was that like Muskie and Jerry and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot dog.
So all 3 of them. So I lose my whole crew. So
Yeah.
now I'm there. I work another 14.
God damn it! I'm into this again.
Another 14-day stretch.
Yeah.
Right. And then halfway in between that 14-day stretch, I looked on skihood.com and saw that they were. They had a position open, so I applied for that. And 20 minutes later, Mark Fellows called me, and I did like a 45-minute interview on the phone with him. And then we did a Zoom call the next day for an hour with a couple other people. And then they had me come in the 3rd day to meet with Greg Pack and all the higher-ups, so on and so forth. And so anyway, blah, blah, blah. And then they called me and said, hey, it was between you and someone else. The other person has a little bit more experience, so we went with that person instead. So, no problem. Says, but would you still want to work here? I said, well, yeah, I need something year round.
Yeah.
I need insurance. I need all this stuff. And so I get home and my boss Laura comes down the office. I need to talk to you. We need to go in your office, shut the door. Anytime that the door gets shut with Laura, I was like, what the fuck did I do wrong?
Exactly.
You know, right?
Time to buckle up.
And she went, you know that job you applied for at Timberline or at Meadows? I said, how did you know I applied for the job at Meadows? She goes,
Small bubble.
well, because I got the job.
Oh damn. That's wild.
Oh, I didn't know you were leaving.
Guess we both are. See you later.
You know?
Damn.
And so anyway, yeah. So a week later, and she said, well, they really want you. And I said, yeah. So a week later, Mark Fellows calls me and says, hey, can you come and talk to me tomorrow? And this is like Labor Day weekend. And then she goes, well, I went to the higher-ups and we created you a brand new position.
Sick.
That's year-round, blah, 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 all this stuff, you know. And I said, sweet. Can I give you my answer on Monday? He goes, oh, you're not going to take the job right now? I said, well, no, I got to go home and talk to my wife.
Yeah, there's a missus involved in this picture, yeah.
So I go home, and Catherine goes, well, how did your interview go? Well, they created me a job, you know, and this is how much they'll pay me, and there's insurance, and blah, 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 you know. Well, did you take it? No, I needed to come home and talk to you about it. No, you call them right now. You accept that job right now, because I don't want you working another day at Timberline, right?
That is the best, like, time buyer, though. You're just like, I gotta go. I have to talk to them. You know, I'm down, but I don't know if she's down.
Yeah. So I call him back, you know, and then so I wait through Labor Day, and then Jason and Scotty calls me in their office, and they said, well, you know that Laura's leaving. Yeah, I heard that. Well, today's her last day.
Yeah.
We're going to let her leave earlier than her 2 weeks. But we have plans for you. I said, oh, yeah, what is that? He says, well, we can't tell you right now. You know.
Okay.
So, okay, whatever. So I went to Laura's. It says, "Hey, I hear today's your last day." She goes, "Yeah." So technically, you're still my boss. She goes, "Yeah." Okay, well, I'm going to give you my 2-week notice.
That's amazing.
And she goes, "Well, did you tell them in that meeting just now?" I said, "No. I'm telling my boss."
Yeah, that's your job, actually.
So she got up and told them, right? and so I still to this day, Jason hasn't talked to me.
Yeah.
But so evidently, Leslie was getting promoted to the food and beverage director,
Yeah.
and they were going to promote me to the assistant food and beverage.
Yeah.
If they would have told me in the meeting, I probably would have stayed.
Damn. The
But-
tacos could have been so
Well,
much
but-
better.
All of us underlings are like, fuck.
but the last month,
But we're happy
they
for you.
they just fucking shit on me.
Yeah.
They really just shit on me. You know.
I mean, you're preaching to the choir, and honestly, as fucking all the cool stuff you've done in skateboarding and snowboarding, our listener base is probably going to think that's the coolest story of the episode. They're like, oh shit, and
There it
and
is.
then what?
but and was the grass greener on the other side? Yes and no.
Yeah.
Shorter drive for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're coming from Hood River to Meadows is shorter.
Not having to work 60, 70 hours a week
Yeah,
was
fuck.
another one.
Dealing with ski camps in the summertime.
You know, I dug that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking dug summertime.
Yeah, it is tight to feel like you're like where it's at.
I mean,
It's
I
pretty cool.
took ski camp to over $100,000 in revenue.
Wow.
You know.
Damn, that's wild.
You know,
Holy shit.
I worked my ass off to get to all
You're
those
such.
camps.
You are like one of 4 cornerstones or something that made that place what it is today.
Yeah.
it's
Definitely.
really special. Like, thank you.
You know.
Yeah.
Like I grew up there. Like it wouldn't be what it is otherwise. So like,
And
tearing up right now.
I miss Timberline. I miss Timberline family. I don't miss upper management. Mm-hmm. Some of them I miss a little bit, but
Yeah.
We miss you being our upper
You know.
management.
The Flox misses you.
But I'll tell you one thing: the guests at Meadows are fucking brutal.
yeah.
Yeah, that
They're
seems
horrible.
like it's gnarly.
So everything that all the Timberline people think is actually true.
Yeah, the
It's not true, Meadows. We'll go ride there and give you a good report.
I mean, you'll get 1 or 2 assholes at Timberline, but
Not usually. Everyone's just chill.
over
wants to
there
hang out.
it's the worst.
Why do you
I
think
mean,
that is
Yeah.
at Meadows?
Well, the terrain's better. Well, maybe. I think the terrain's good everywhere.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think it's people that are there for the good train that are
It-
being dicks. It's probably people that are just like, that's where people go for their first time.
You know, yeah, it's just
Bunch of Jerrys.
I mean, Timberline, you got the historical lodge.
Mm-hmm.
The terrain's not the steepest, so it's fairly family orientated, but it's super fun if you're a skater.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
Yep.
all kinds of ditches and
Oh,
skate
yeah.
parkish stuff.
It's like
right.
20
Yeah.
natural half pipe
Yeah,
all over the place.
and if you know where to go, there's some good shit to hit.
Yeah, and
right?
people don't ride the trees. They're too scared.
Yeah,
So.
you know.
T-Line's awesome.
And so I mean, I think it's just they're entitled.
Yeah.
They're have money. They come and they ride. I was told to fuck off to my face. I don't know, countless times.
Damn.
Jeez.
Countless-
Working at Meadows.
Countless times.
Wow.
Huh.
To where it was horrible. Even like during the pandemic when we had to wear masks.
What were you doing? Because you're trying to get, you had to, as your job, you had to
Yeah.
enforce mask mandates.
Yeah, you know, I was food and beverage, and first I was hired as executive sous chef, but there were so many more problems out front that I was helping out.
Yeah, you had to
front
go
first,
and manage the crowd.
and then they made me the manager of the front, and so I had to deal with all the guests that made my cashiers cry,
Yeah.
and just it was horrible.
Yeah, what a tough time to be
Like
the head
this
honcho.
one time, a mom and her son came in at night. Son had a mask. She did not. And I said, hey, ma'am, you need to put a mask on. It's not the law. I
Yeah.
understand it's not the law, but it's our policy.
Yeah.
It's not the law. And she just kept doing that,
Yeah.
you know. And what are you going to do? I said, well, hopefully when you ask Johnny here to clean his room, he's going to come back. It's not the law, Mom.
Right.
Oh, she freaked. And I said, you know, just put a mask on, order your food, and
Yeah.
take your mask off. You go, yeah,
Respect.
I know it's stupid that you can take your mask off to eat, but just put
You're
your
like,
mask
I am
on.
not the person that dreamed this up.
Yeah.
You know, and she goes, well, if I don't, what's going to happen? I'm going to take your son's pass for 2 weeks, and you'll have to leave
Yeah.
right now. You know,
And she just probably exploded, huh?
she exploded. She put her mask on, but
There it is. Got her.
But yeah, but
Yeah, food and
No,
bev
talking-
during COVID was not
It was
fun.
tough.
I
times,
think
yeah.
I think food and beverage just got the grunt of it.
Yeah.
We had Teddy managing the brew pub, and he was like low-key kind of into it. Like, not I don't know what his political standpoint
Yeah.
was or anything like that, but he definitely liked the power trip of being able to be like, oh no. Go diva on him. It was great
I
to
don't
watch.
want to do that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, I mean, we got complaints if it's too windy, if it's dumping too hard, if it's too hot,
Yeah.
if it's too icy.
Yeah, and the lines for the list
Or
are
if it's
kinda
raining,
It's
you
like,
know.
well, go home.
Well,
Yeah. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go ride.
It's like, did you not look at the weather report saying it's going to rain up here?
Yeah, exactly. Figure it out.
You know,
got the internet.
did you know when you got to government camp and it's pouring rain, it's probably raining up on the hill?
Right. People don't think, man. I don't know what it is about mountains, but
A bunch of people that don't know Silent Rock exists.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's one of the
no,
questions that we ask everyone. Do you participate in Silent Rock?
Oh, yeah.
And if so, what is your reason for participating in it? Because everyone has their own stories that were told to them.
Well, my story, I heard it's like an Indian burial ground
No. There
Okay.
it is.
that they cut through the mountain to put the road in.
Yeah.
So you should always respect the spirits. Mm-hmm. So I always shut it off. Oh, you shut it off and you tell everybody to be quiet.
Yeah.
You know, but the funniest story, Bryden, he was adult counselor at camp. It was wintertime camp, and he drove and Silent Rock shut the radio off. Nope, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't shut it off, right?
Oh, damn.
This and that. So New Year's, none of the adults want to go to the hill because they partied New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So he took them to Crown Point where it was super windy, and the minivan had the back window cracked open. A gust came and tore the window off.
Oh shit.
So he comes to camp with that, and he said, Silent
Rock.
Rock.
Yeah, there you go.
Silent Rock. It's like, whatever. All this stuff. And then we're having dinner, and he comes in. He comes running from his room. Dude, the ceiling just caved in, and there's water squirting everywhere. You know?
Oh shit!
Like,
And
Silent Rock.
He
Silent Rock.
awoken the spirit.
To where I get up on the chair and this pipe is just and so I have to go into the little the place where they had all the candy and stuff, that room, and it's just pouring in there. It's got like this much water and the heater is on.
Oh shit.
And I said, okay, I'm going in if I get electrocuted.
Someone hit me with a stick.
But I gotta shut that heater off to be able to shut the water.
Wow.
And it was just all
It's a waterfall.
asbestos, everything, it's everywhere.
Asbestos
And
waterfall.
I just went Silent Rock.
Silent
Yeah.
Rock.
Silent Rock got you.
Who's the one to gap it? Was it Tim Wendell or something?
Yeah, well, the kids said that one time in the van. They're like, it's because Tim Wendell gapped it, guys. You gotta be quiet. Like, did the road gap.
Yeah.
Now every time I drive up 26, I look at it, I'm like, there's no fucking
No way in
way.
hell, dude. You have to do some crazy logging. Like, it would be the biggest road. Like, just,
Yeah,
no.
it'd be
Sorry, Tim. Sorry, Tim.
Yeah.
But no way in hell. You ain't dew planting Silent Rock.
I know, but it's always been since I first moved
Forever,
there.
yeah.
Silent Rock.
You made me think of a good van story. It's not going to top what you were saying, but we also do like employee orientation or whatever at camp with, get everyone up to speed on the van driving so they could drive the kids legally. And they upgraded to the new Sprinter vans or whatever they are that everyone has now. And the gas tank nozzle is just different on them. And we had a kid go fuel up and then come back, and we look at the van, and dangling on the side of the van is the gas the nozzle from the gas pump with the hose hanging off of it.
Like, oops.
And we're like, what the
Sound
fuck?
rock.
And we call Shorty's Corner, and they're like, what the fuck? They had driven down to Shorty's Corner and just like took off. Yeah, we returned it, and it's just magnetic and snaps right back on as a safety thing.
Oh, okay.
Was fueling and just drove off. We're like, well, we know who's doing the random UA this week. Like, that's when they're like really,
Definitely that guy.
yeah, implement all that stuff. Oh, well, maybe it's time to start wrapping it up here because we could keep going for a very long time, but the shop has to open eventually. What time are we looking at? Is it?
I think it's 11:40.
All right, we're perfect timing. Perfect timing. I want to make sure I'm getting everyone's questions that they submitted. Belief Photography wants to know what made him start making pepper sauce.
Oh, I was literally just about
'cause
to ask
we
that
can't
question.
skip that.
We can't.
Camp. Worked 14 hours. Went to skate the jungle. Session 2, 250 kids. Ran out of Tapatio. And everybody's pissed off that we don't have any hot sauce. Whatever, you know. And Chase comes up to me and goes, hey, I got a great idea. I think you should make your own hot sauce, bottle it, I'll market it and sell it.
Sick.
And I said, whatever, Chase. I just want to go skate the jungle.
I love that.
Right? So,
wanna skate. I don't care.
So I go skate jungle, and I go home, and I go down the Google YouTube rabbit hole, and I Google how to make hot sauce. And went, fuck, okay, pretty easy.
Yeah.
Seemed like. The next day, produce gets delivered, and it might have been Joey or someone. Hey, go cut the red bell peppers because we need them for dinner tonight. He's out in the walking for a while. Comes back. Hey, there's no red bell peppers. So what do you mean there's no red bell peppers? There's this box of red peppers. You know, red jalapenos, Fresno chills. Like, what the fuck's that? So I called Dale. Dale, where's my red bell peppers? Oh, I thought you meant red peppers. Says, when have I ever ordered red peppers? I need bell peppers. So he brings it, and then he tells me he'll pick up the red pepper. I said, no, I'll figure something to do with them.
Yeah.
So do another 14-hour day, go out to my walk-in to rearrange my walk-in and say, what the fuck's this box? And it was the red jalapenos. So I stayed another 2 hours and made hot sauce.
Yeah.
With the jalapenos, and that's when I made the Fresno Chipotle, and then took all my Tapatio hot sauce bottles and filled them with the hot
Just
sauce.
like dumping them out. You're like, all right.
No, they were all empty,
Yeah.
and I had washed them out because I was just buying bulk and refilling.
Okay,
is what I was doing.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and the next day, you know, everybody's happy, and Chase goes, dude. I go, do you have any of that hot sauce? Yeah. When did you have time to go get that? I said, no, I made it. So we made it, and we ended up buying some bottles off of Amazon, and we made a funky label, and then we just sold them to the campers at Coach's Sale.
Sick. Hell yeah.
Nice.
So
Staff sale.
So that's how.
Where all great companies start.
So that's how that's how that started.
That's sick.
But then it turned into, because there's like the green apple jalapeno, there's like a mocha raspberry.
Blueberry.
Blueberry.
He brought me blueberries like 2 days later, and
Yeah.
you know, and I said, well, I can make blueberry pancakes, you know, and I just said, well, blueberry hot sauce.
Yeah.
And then that's how I made blueberry hot
There it
sauce.
is. Go buy that sauce.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that I have probably 8 or 9 different flavors now.
You want the real skater dinner? DiGiorno's pizza with some Wally's hot pepper sauce on
Definitely.
it.
Yeah.
You're good
And the
to
hot
go.
sauce biz is just keeping running consistently
Yeah,
now?
I turn more business down than I take.
Okay.
Because it's just a one-man show, and
Kind of more of like a passion project
yeah,
kind of thing. Just enjoy doing it.
I'll do it when I retire.
There you
That's
go.
what I'll do
Yeah.
for my retirement.
Hell yeah.
Hot sauce.
Wally's pepper sauce. Can't beat it.
Yeah, where can people find it?
I don't know if Goodwin still has it.
Okay.
You know.
You can find it in store there.
Yeah.
Hopefully at the Flocks coming soon.
There's a bunch of the stores in Hood River has them. Wally'sPeppersauce.com.
There we go.
Is where
There
you
it
can
is.
find it.
I'm sure Mike would love to carry some in the shop
You
here
know.
too.
Ooh, there you go.
we
That's a
could.
good idea.
You know, and so
Maybe just buy a couple bottles and have them here if
so
nothing
yeah.
else.
So yeah, I had a box to bring you guys and left them on my kitchen counter.
Well, when we leave here, I'm going to submit an order, and maybe you can just put that thing in the
Yeah.
mail and ship it on over to me, or I'll
Or
come
we'll all
skate
go
Hood
ride
River.
together.
Yeah, or go ride
Let's go
together.
take some
I like
turns.
that.
Come on
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, no, we should start doing that. We should do a mandatory like ride day with the
Oh,
guests.
with the guests?
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
I like that.
We should do that.
One of the
definitely
coolest times of my entire life was riding Upper Bowl with this guy. I've never did. I think I went to like ski bowl maybe once or twice, but you're like, oh yeah, let's go over to Reynolds Way and go to the East Wall and the whole thing. And I'm just, God, it was so cool following you up, and we like hiked all the way up there, and we found that little box.
Yeah.
And then we like rode in it, and yeah, it was a really cool core memory for me. So I appreciate that.
There's some good lines.
Oh, I go there every time I go to the bowl. I go
Ski
straight to that same spot.
It's great because there are spots where after 5 days after
Oh, you're
snowfall,
still
you can
finding
still
shit.
find. Like there's that tree line little past Upper Reynolds that
Yeah.
you can drop in. That's super tight to get in,
Yeah.
then it opens up.
Yeah. So I appreciate. I will always remember that one. It was a good time.
Yeah.
We got Minty lurking in to
Yeah,
start
yeah.
opening up the shop. What up, Minty? Normally we record these on Sundays. Today's a Wednesday recording. I don't know if Minty heard that.
I told him.
Okay.
But only yesterday.
So Minty just showed up to work, opened the door, and there's a podcast being recorded, and he's like rubbing the sleep out of his eyes.
You knew,
I
right?
know that I came in earlier and like crawled on my stomach. And
I
You
saw
belly
you.
crawled through here. Oh, that's awesome. Good Easter egg in this episode. See if you can find Minty belly crawling in the background.
Was that
we'll send
over
you
the
a
creek?
sticker. Yeah.
The old creek crawl.
Timberline.
Fuck yeah. 18-wheeler saying what's up. All right, well, let's make sure we get everyone's questions here. So go get some pepper sauce. It is
Fucking
not only
delicious.
made by an awesome dude, and you're supporting skateboarding, snowboarding, all that stuff. It's just the best hot sauce. Go get yourself some.
And
Wallace
I
pepper sauce.
donate some of my profits to Board for Breast Cancer,
Damn.
Crying for Life, and Save a Brain.
There we
Sick.
go.
What fucking
Good
dude.
sauce, good dude, good vibes,
Yeah,
good everything.
all around good. Elusive Jojo asked, "Have you ever boofed anything?"
Who hasn't?
Yeah.
He asked a couple questions, so he hit you with that one. Then he says, "Why quit longboarding?" And also, what is your dream sponsor? We blew through that. You went to the X Games for downhill longboarding.
In 98.
Yeah.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Really?
I did.
Then and you said that the other it was an exhibition event or something like that. And the
It-
other
it-
one was freestyle motocross.
Freestyle motocross, which they end up beating
and
us
they're
out.
kind of using you guys to test the
But
waters.
that's so funny because, I got invited to Downhill X Games 98 in San Diego. And I remember the guys were saying, hey, Lee Danzen is the guy to beat. He was the young up-and-coming kid out of Seattle. And so I was kind of like shadowing him down the course, just kind of like checking his line out.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And then I went up to him, and he was kind of taking the third corner kind of wide. And so I went to him and say, on the third corner, I'm going to pass you on the inside, and I'm going to beat you down the hill because I've been downhilling longer than before you were even in diapers.
Yeah. Hell
That's
yeah.
what I told him.
Hell yeah.
And he kind of like looked at me, and so the next practice run, I drafted him, and
You got him?
I got him in the
Hell
inside
yeah.
corner. Anyway, whatever.
Respect your elders.
So anyway, that was the same time they were doing luge, and luge was using the Christmas tree light, like drag racing.
Oh, yeah.
Yellow,
yeah.
red, yellow, yellow, green.
Yeah.
And for stand-up, they're going to do a verbal start.
Huh.
Ready, set, go.
Yeah.
And then, so we went through practice. We have our writers' meeting. And in the writers' meeting, they said, we decided to use the Christmas tree. Mm-hmm. And everybody who was racing was also racing luge except for me. So I said, wait. Then I want practice on the tree.
Yeah.
And because everybody else is practicing.
Yeah, because there's like two green lights and stuff too, isn't it?
Everybody
It's like kind of
practices
weird.
on the tree, right?
Yeah.
So they said, no, it's being televised and we just got to go.
Yeah.
You know, so I think I'm in heat 3 or so.
Damn, so there's a clip of you in X Games somewhere?
There might be.
Oh, we gotta find that.
Do you got the full on like
Leathers?
Evil
Leathers?
Kid on?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Fuck yeah.
And so
Run that back on hill for Gaper Day.
and so we're in the start line, and it's like I think it goes red, yellow, 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 green.
Yeah.
And on the third yellow, I see this guy moving.
Like,
And it just caught me like that,
Yeah.
and then everybody's out the gate because it goes. So obviously he knew when he could go
Yeah.
before he hit the thing, and so I came out in 6th spot, top 3 advance. I passed the 5th guy, I passed the 4th guy, and the 3rd guy beat me by a foot.
damn.
It's crazy that you guys are doing it like not
Seals
timed.
at X Games
Like you're actually
medal.
like racing
I
each other.
would have made it into the next bracket.
Oh, okay. So it's like bracket.
Yeah,
Got it.
I would have made it to the next bracket.
Yeah.
For people throwing elbows and stuff, there's some cool borders, L1, R1 going down.
Yeah,
No,
cool borders.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
drop.
It wasn't a super fast. It was probably like a 55-mile-an-hour hill.
Yeah.
That's what
Nothing
do you
too
consider
crazy.
a fast hill.
I've done 68,
Holy shit.
That's so nuts.
so
Damn.
best story is bombing 26 from government camp down this way, and at the the truck pull out spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm drafting a guy in a Porsche, and I pass him on the driver's side, and I knocked on his window.
way. Wow. You're just like, what the fuck? Oh my god, dude.
That's why I turn down my radio when I go by Silent Rock, is to respect that moment. That's from now on. That's what I'm going to think about when I'm on that stretch of the highway. That's so badass.
That's amazing.
Was that like a scene? Were people doing that, like bombing Gubby to Welch's, or
Maybe we were trying to bomb Timberline.
just big hills?
Yeah.
Timberline's a little tougher, right?
Yeah.
But-
Dead Man's Corner is probably like gnarly
But
corner to get around.
I was going down to the camp down to Gillies, so
Yeah.
I
fuck, I'll skate.
I lived in Gubby,
And you guys don't power slide, you just freaking just hold on.
just pull board,
Yeah.
loose trucks,
That's so sick.
and just bombed it.
It wasn't even like a crazy longboard, it's just like your pool
Skateboard?
setup.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Wally?
Damn. That's wild.
I never tightened my trucks downhilling. Everybody like tighten
Yeah.
them super tight. Not
You
me.
just hover,
yeah, I just
hover above the speed
go
wobble.
into the speed wobble.
You get speed wobbles at around 30 probably, and they're quick, right?
Yeah.
But you just have to relax and ride through it.
Yeah.
And then in your 50s you get the
Oh my god. I don't know if I've ever gone 50 on a skateboard.
I can safely say I have not.
Yeah.
and
Maybe for like 1 second at the bottom of like a drop-in transition or
just all
something,
out.
but probably not even.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, well, fucking, we can keep digging on that.
X Games and boofing.
Yeah, thanks for the questions, Jojo. He said, what's your dream sponsor?
Lamborghini.
There it is. Hey, take it. I'll take it.
There we go.
JoJo.
Yes, he's got the wine
I
plug
don't
nowadays.
know what would your
What's your current sponsor list?
Sam's, Union, 32,
Nice.
the kind, Smith.
We gotta give 32 some love. Connor was on here talking shit about him, so we got 32. We love you. We back you. We back Wally.
Did they respond to your message?
No.
So yeah,
Anyone else on there?
there's probably a few others that I forget.
Dagubby Scum,
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
Air
Always.
Blaster,
Air Blaster.
Hell
Air
yeah.
Blaster.
Fuck yeah.
You know.
You were one of the original Nike skaters, weren't you?
79. Used to call Phil Knights for my shoes.
No
That's so tight.
way, really? Like,
Phil-
hey, Phil, I need some new shoes.
Random coincidence. My grandfather was a pretty prevalent track coach out here, high school track, and Phil Knight would come and sample the shoes when he was
Yeah.
developing them with the track team. So you might have guys been wearing the same shoes. It's crazy.
I wish I would have kept some of his letters he wrote me, and maybe a check that he signed.
Yeah.
You know,
That's so
it
cool.
would have been
Damn.
nice to have all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to call him, and then he got a little busier. And then we used to call his secretary Maggie, maybe was her name.
Yeah. And were you guys just skating like the Jordans, or was there actually a skate shoe at that
The
time?
Blazer.
The Blazer. Okay.
The Blazer,
Okay.
high
Yep.
top Blazers.
Yeah.
Sick. Well, shop
You
has
know.
to open here soon, but maybe we should end on the note of, why don't you tell us about this trophy that's
Yeah.
sitting on the table here in front of us? That's the most official
Thing I've
freaking,
ever held.
yeah. It's
2000
shining here on the table.
through 2019, I got inducted into the Skateboard Hall of Fame.
Fuck yeah.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. Respect.
So that was they moved the venue from the band's corporate headquarters to the Ace Hotel in downtown LA because Adidas was the sponsor of that one, and they wanted it in downtown. It's so funny because I got a bunch of stuff from Adidas, a lot of kind of soccer influenced
Yeah.
shirts and stuff, and then my daughter had this baby blue cowboy hat that she put a bunch of IPS stickers on.
Oh, I think I have that photo somewhere or something.
So I wore that. So it's completely
Just the most random kit.
random kit that I would
Yeah.
never wear, and the podium.
Yeah.
It's appropriate for skateboarding, you know?
So podium, they
get too
put
serious.
skateboards under the podium, right? Because a lot of the skaters were taller. So so some of the littler skaters who were getting inducted, they were standing off to the side of the podium. So if I would have went behind the podium probably would have came to here.
Like eye level.
So I decided to take.
Holly's forehead was
So I
inducted into the
decided
Hall
to
of
take
Fame.
my chair up there.
There you go.
And
Hell
stand
yeah.
on the chair. and so I'm weaving through the crowd with my chair, and
Everyone's
everybody,
like, what the fuck?
and everybody's trying to grab the chair out of my hand.
Yeah.
And I put the chair on, I stand in the chair, and now the microphone's probably just to here.
Yeah, I think I saw that on your story. You have like a big blue like cowboy hat, and then he's also like behind the podium, but like on a chair.
It's like the regular chair like
Yeah,
that.
it's an amazing photo.
These are the chairs from my dining room at home. We bring them in here to use in the
But-
shop.
but-
We're going to have
but-
to find all these photos and share them so people
Yeah.
can see.
But it's so funny
inducted
because,
you?
well, back then, it was the first year they didn't have people induct people into it because the induction speeches that they gave were so long.
It would just keep going, yeah.
It kept, so they went for this 3-minute video
Oh,
thing.
and then you
so
go.
so
okay,
you, so you
see that.
you can get however many people to say something in
Yeah.
the video.
Okay.
And but Chris Stropel wanted to do one himself, so I talked them into letting me do 2 videos.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Sick.
So
Well deserved.
that's how that was.
What special privileges come with being inducted into the Skateboarding Hall of Fame? You get to line pass at Meadows now? What?
You getting into the skateboard museum for free?
Hey,
Fuck
that's
yeah,
a
there
deal.
you go.
That's a deal.
That's it. I feel like it should come with some things. Like you should be able to carry that into the coffee shop and
Yeah,
get
you're
like,
like,
yeah, free bagel.
Definitely.
I love it.
But yeah, I think it was like year 10 or something, you know, and everybody said that I should have got in earlier or whatever.
Yeah.
And one of my friends who was really involved with the board says, you know, if you want to get inducted, you should probably just move back to LA. I said,
Nope. I'm good.
why would I want to? If they
Not
induct
that
me, they
desperate,
induct me,
yeah.
whatever, you know. But it's definitely been a big honor. It's definitely been good for my family and my aunt, my uncles, and my cousins who would always go, are you still riding that skateboard?
Yeah.
You know,
Classic.
when you get a real job type
Yeah.
thing. So it's really in that aspect, it's awesome.
Well, maybe maybe longboarding will come back and or downhill will go into the Olympics. Talk about a sport that's or like a version of skating that's more better shape for the Olympics.
I think it's close.
Yeah.
I think like slalom and all that. I think that it's close.
Would you come back and
get
a swing at it? That'd be so sick.
I mean, Andy Mack did it.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
There you go.
Downhill is probably easier than riding a ball.
Yeah.
Probably.
Sick.
I wouldn't do it, but yeah, sure.
Well, fucking congratulations on that. We're making jokes about it, but it's because I really, frankly, don't know what to say. I'm lost for words. It's something that I don't think anyone else that I know is going to have a trophy like that.
But
so
it's funny, you know how
respect, Wally. Honored to know you.
You get this award, so you have to do a speech, right? Mm-hmm. So you try and write a speech.
Yeah.
And every time you write a speech, it sounds cornier and cornier and cornier. You like write it, throw it away, write it.
Yeah.
So, probably 3 weeks leading up to it, I was trying to write something. Then finally I said, fuck it, I'm just going to go off the top of my head.
Yeah, just wing it.
Just go up there and start skating.
and that's all I did. But
it's from the heart. Yeah, it's from the heart. You're not getting it because people are like, who is this guy? Everyone knows who you are.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
There's probably just a couple of people that I irped on by not thanking them, but they know.
It's hard to hit everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, you've pretty much been around the world in skating and snowboarding and downhilling and hot sauce making. And the list is pretty long.
Good natural wrap up. Anyone that you'd like to thank now?
My family.
Now that you're here on the Hood Report, the most official, all of that was a long journey to get you to here today. Finally made on the Hood Report.
My wife, Catherine, that we just celebrated our 32nd year anniversary.
Congrats.
Seriously.
Not bad for meeting each other at the Ratskeller.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
My daughters, Aspen and Autumn. My mom. Bryce from Lifeblood.
Fuck yeah.
Jeff Amet, Chris Stropel, Doug Saladino. All you guys. It's everybody who's just been part of my life. I give thanks for. I thank Search and Rescue for coming out on Thanksgiving to look for me.
Thank you to the fine folks at Tupperware for keeping my dinner warm. Well, sweet.
Thank you guys for having me on here.
Dude, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for coming, Ron.
Been waiting.
Thanks, Tim Wendell, for putting an awesome camp together.
Yeah, shout out to
these
Tim.
kids.
Yeah, we'll have to have him on. We're gonna have to have you back. This is just the first of hopefully many, and have you come on here and shoot the shit with Mike. And we skipped over so much, so I want to come back and fill in the gaps.
Let's do it.
I know it's a long drive for you. But maybe
we'll go over there and get some pizza, and we'll do it over there.
Yeah, maybe we'll come check out your zone someday here. But as long as we're rolling through the thank yous, we'll thank some of the other people here that make this show possible. Thank you to all of our Patreon members that support. If you guys want to help make this show happen, the only way right now is by giving to our Patreon. Eventually we'll have some merch ready for you here, but yeah, you can find our Patreon links there on the Instagram. Thank you guys. Shout out Speedy K Board Shop.
Woo woo.
Mike and Minty, Record Shop in Sandy. Thank you, Minty, letting us come in here and record, move all the furniture around, and make a good production. And Minty's waiting for us to wrap this up so he can start slanging records.
Come by.
Yeah, come through, get a record player, get some memorabilia, get yourself a fresh board, go skate the Sandy Skate Park. Full lap.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Uncle Andy and the Fuck Around Gang providing the theme music we got going on. Did you guys go and check out the show?
Yeah, I missed it though. I got there like the last hour.
Okay.
But seemed cool.
They just did a concert recently up at Ski Bowl.
Yeah.
The bowl was hoping that they'd be open in time, but pay attention. Uncle Andy and the Fuck Around Gang. There are lots of local shows. Best concert you can go to.
Fuck Shmee Vogely Ski Club.
You gotta check it out. I don't know if it's like kind of like thrash metal style thing, like jump in the mosh pit.
I like
you like good music.
I like all kinds of music,
Yeah.
There's all kinds on my playlist. So
you gotta check them out. They're awesome.
And thanks to SVSC for trademarking Pray for Snow and making us pay $500 even though we didn't do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a whole nother story. Well, another episode.
What was that?
So we did the Pray for Snow party.
It was supposed to be called Pray for Snow.
Yeah, so me and the Gubby 500 guy we did like this poster that said "Pray for Snow," and then the Schnee Vogeli Ski Club were like, "Oh, actually, we trademarked this in like 1987. You cannot use this name, or you can pay us $500 and you can use the name."
You gotta be fucking kidding
Isn't that
me.
crazy?
Sounds like some fucking...
Yeah, so fuck
Well,
that.
Talk about some major religion
So
type stuff.
that-
They're like,
yeah.
we want you to pay us money for praying.
Yeah, like, it's wild.
And so that's what I wish I would have trademarked pool service in the skateboard industry.
True, because there's more of that going on.
Because I
yeah.
could have sent a lot of cease and desist
Yeah.
order
Yeah.
to almost every single company,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, definitely.
We're waiting on one from the bomb hole. We'll see.
You know.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank you to DGS.
Hell yeah.
Check out diegubbiescum.com. Come into BDK, grab yourself some Chutch merchandise. Also, shout outs to Hood Girls. Listen to their last episode. Go and support them. Support Friday Snowboards, another awesome local company. Goblin Wizard Beanies giving us some goodies to give away to our Scum of the Weeks. Also, Sco Cones is going to give us some stuff
Sick.
now.
Hell yeah.
Joe's going to give us a box to give to the people that are winning
do it.
stuff out here. Personal plug, Mount Hood Mobile. If you guys need brakes, Mount Hood area, hit me up. I'll come to you. And everyone else out here who is making this mountain what it is currently and in years past, we're standing on your shoulders. And yeah, thank you guys for going out there, getting the resort open, and making it a kick-ass place to live and ride.
Damn right.
Yeah, you guys got anything else?
December 26th.
Oh yeah, upcoming events.
December 26th, I'm doing a bar crawl, 14 bars. Just meet on the Mount Hood Express, 1013. We're just going to see where it goes. I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, 14 bars. It's going to be a good one.
Sick. I will be there riding.
Yeah.
And drinking dad sodas.
Yeah, definitely.
But
See how many Pepsis you can slam.
January 18th is the last Vans Combi Pool Contest.
ever.
I'm sure you're going.
That it's going to be the last one in the indoor at
Wow.
Vans, and in February I hear they're going to demolish it.
Damn.
So that's
But
going to be a long
it's supposed to be
there.
closed already, wasn't it?
It's closed.
Yeah.
It's closed, but
No, it's gonna be demolished.
well, it just. Do you know why it was closed? Well, that's the end of the podcast.
We're wrapping up on that. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Our camera got knocked over. The mirror got broke. We'll post a picture of the mayhem.
Let's just end it there.
Thanks for the Hood Report. Peace.